no hidden fees. An Empire fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henrys at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
It's time for Lincoln Stars Hockey on 93.7 The Ticket. Listen into the 29th season of Stars Hockey as they continue their journey towards a third Clark Cup on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now it's time to send it to the rink with the voice of the Lincoln Stars, Joel Norman.
Looking forward to this matchup here tonight on St. Patrick's Day as the Lincoln Stars get set to go up against the Fargo Force with puck drop right around the corner at 7:05. Thanks for being along with us on Flow Hockey and 93.7 The Ticket. Here tonight as the Stars host the Force for the seventh and final matchup of the regular season series between these two squads. Lincoln is trying to win the season series against Fargo. The two teams have split the first six matchups, including 2 weeks ago, the Stars going up to Fargo and sweeping a pair of games February 28th and March 1st at Shields Arena. Stars are red hot right now, top of the USHL with a league best 13-1 record, 81 points on the season for Lincoln. And here tonight, they're looking to make some more history after they won first two games of the weekend on Friday, defeating Omaha 3-2 on the road, and then a 6-4 win against Cedar Rapids on Saturday. In that game Saturday, the Stars picked up their 40th victory of the season, just the fifth time in 29 seasons of franchise history that the Stars have won 40 or more games in a season. And in that same contest, Bruno Ejon scored twice to become the fifth different Star to reach 20 goals this season, joining Gio DeJulian, Dasha Oliver, Jack Picard, and Daniel Schlane. Only the third time in Stars history that they had five players record 20 or more goals in a season. But I mentioned a chance at more history here tonight, and there's been a lot of it, if you can't tell already, a lot of history as of late. And the Stars here tonight are looking to join some by adding two more goals. If Lincoln scores twice tonight, they'll set their new single-season record for goals scored. The previous record is 246 goals in the 2000-2001 season. 2 goals tonight makes 2024-25 a new record season for the Stars. Incredible stuff that we're talking about all of this. This is the 8th to last game of the regular season. It wraps up on April 12th. Quickly heading toward the Clark Cup playoffs. The Stars have already punched their ticket into the Clark Cup playoffs for the 4th straight season. And now their big focus down the stretch is winning the Anderson Cup. That is awarded to the team with the best regular season record in the USHL, very similar to the President's Trophy in the National Hockey League. So the Stars are looking to lock that up so they can have home ice advantage for the entire postseason. A lot on the line with under a month left in the regular season, and we're looking forward to this matchup tonight. Lincoln versus Fargo coming up in a little bit at 7:05. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the 3 keys to tonight's game presented by the Nebraska Department of Transportation. And then after that, a pregame chat with Stars head coach Rocky Russo. More to come in just a little bit. Stay with us here on 93.7 The Ticket and Flow Hockey.
Car commercials always say your mileage may vary. That's because some people drive smart while others waste gas. At Southside Auto Tech, they can help you maximize your mileage by checking the tires, bearings, hubs, brakes, ignition, and fuel system, and checking the computer for proper fuel burn. And you can help yourself. Observe the speed limit, avoid jackrabbit starts and quick stops. Don't let your vehicle idle too long, and bring it in for a vehicle checkup at Southside Auto Tech, just south of 48th and Highway 2 on Rentworth Drive.
Hey, Lincoln Stars fans, it has never been more important when buying or selling a home to have a trusted real estate agent in your corner fighting on your behalf. Andrew Alpsteg with Remax Concepts won't hesitate to drop the mitts and fight for you. Call Andrew today at 402-699-2638 to discuss how he can go bar down for you.
Pillar Restaurant Group is Lincoln's home for celebration. With a hand-cut steak and seasonal cocktails for your anniversary at Venue Restaurant and Lounge, a pitcher of mimosas and brunch favorites for your birthday at Piedmont Bistro, a 16-inch sub and freshly made cookie after your kids win the big game at Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs, or for your wedding in a luxurious downtown ballroom with Venue Catering and Events. Drink, dine, gather with Pillar Restaurant Group. Learn more and order a gift card for your next celebration at prgnebraska.com. That's prgnebraska.com.
Tune in every Tuesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. for Outside the Box on 93.7 FM The Ticket. Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and myself, Joel Norman, break down the latest news with the team for the first half of the show before members of the team chat with me for the final half hour. You can listen live each Tuesday night at 6 p.m. on 93.7 FM or on theticketfm.com.
Every athlete needs a sports medicine expert on their team. Nebraska Orthopedic Center will be there at every twist and turn of your athletic journey. Their dedicated providers treat sports-related injuries with exceptional care. Don't let injuries get in the way of your goal. Schedule an appointment today with Nebraska's sports medicine providers. Let them help you stay in the game. Visit NebraskaOrtho.com to learn more.
Da Vinci's has something for everyone, like baked pasta meals or gourmet pizzas. Choose your favorite or create your own. Speaking of creativity, express yourself at the salad bar at Da Vinci's 3 locations. Add soup and call it a meal. Speaking of meals, Da Vinci's hot hoagie and cheese steak sandwiches are delightfully filling, but save room for a warm gourmet cookie for dessert. Da Vinci's has something to please every appetite. Take the family out to eat. Where?
It just tastes better, Da Vinci's.
Let Graduate Lincoln be home base during your next trip to town. Whether you're rooting for a Stars win or making a night of it in the Haymarket District, we're perfectly located close to campus and just a short stroll from shops, restaurants, and everything else downtown Lincoln has to offer. It's time for a stay like you've never had before. Book this season's stays now at graduatehotels.com/Lincoln. Face Off Sports is the destination for all of your Lincoln Stars gear. Stop by Face Off at the main entrance at the next Lincoln Stars game and shop from our selection of shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, pucks, mini sticks, and much more. 7-Star members, don't forget that you receive 20% off Stars merchandise when purchased in person. Cheering on the Stars but out of town? Head to LincolnStars.com and select menu and then Stars Shop to purchase gear and have it shipped to you. Are you ready to unleash your inner lumberjack? Look no further than Craft Axe Throwing. Whether you're a first-timer or a pro, our expert coaches have you covered. Perfect for your next birthday, date night, or just an evening with friends. Book now at craftaxethrowing.com for the ultimate axe experience.
Not all car problems are mechanical. These days, the source of your car trouble might be a computer issue. Southside Auto Tech has kept up with technology for 25 years with ASE certified technicians and the latest factory diagnostic equipment. From your dashboard to your transmission, Southside Auto Tech has the tools and the know-how to fix the problem, whether it's mechanical or technical. Southside Auto Tech, just south of 48th and Highway 2 on Rentworth Drive.
Southside Auto Tech, mystery solved.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
It's time to take a look at tonight's 3 keys to the game presented by the Nebraska Department of Transportation as the Stars take on the Fargo Force. Key number 1 is to set a new goals record. The Stars lead the USHL with 239 goals scored and are 2 goals away from breaking their franchise single-season record of 246 goals in 2000-2001. That Stars team scored 246 goals in 56 games, and tonight is the 55th game of the 2024-25 campaign. Lincoln has scored 5 or more goals in a game 26 times, marking the 9th time doing it at least 20 times in franchise single-season history. The Stars' record for scoring 5 or more goals in a game is 27 times in the 1997-98 season. This is the 12th time in franchise history scoring at least 200 times in a season. Key number 2 is to win the season series. Lincoln is 3-3 against Fargo this season and is looking to win a season series against the Force for the first time since 2017-18 when they went 3-1 against Fargo. Now, the Stars did win 5 of 8 games against the Force in the regular season in 2023-24, but lost in 4 games in the Western Conference Finals to finish the season 6-6 against Fargo. Playoffs included, Lincoln has won the head-to-head season series 4 times in the first 16 completed seasons against each other. And our third and final key for tonight's game is a playoff mentality. With 8 games left in the regular season, the anticipation for the 2025 Clark Cup playoffs continues to escalate. Lincoln has already locked up a playoff berth, but has been playing highly competitive games recently, with 4 of its last 6 games decided by 1 goal. Fargo is 5th in the Western Conference and would be at Sioux City for the first round if the season ended today. The Force have a magic number of 5 to clinch a Clark Cup playoff berth. And those are your 3 keys to the game presented by the Nebraska Department of Transportation. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be time to hear from the head coach of the Stars, Rocky Russo. Stick around, much more to come here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
A Shiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now, it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Did you know that AmeriCorps programs improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement in Nebraska? For example, AmeriCorps program serving with the RISE program helps students on probation for truancy gain skills to improve both their attendance and performance in school. Discover more about AmeriCorps programs making a difference in your community at serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Stars against the Force on this St. Patrick's Day as we get set for puck drop at 7:05. I'm Joel Norman, joined by the head coach of the Stars, Ronky Russo. And Ronky, as we mentioned before, a little bit of a little less than normal type of weekend that we've had. The game's Friday, Saturday, off day yesterday, and heading into this one. How did you guys prepare and rest at the same time yesterday for tonight's matchup?
We had an active rest day yesterday. We got outside and spent some time together as a team. Got a walk and got some vitamin D and kind of recovery. The guys that needed to see Corey were in there, and then this morning was a normal game day. We had a morning skate and some special teams meetings and preparation for tonight.
Heading into this one against Fargo, you locked up win number 40 on the season the other day, kind of another moment along the season we talked about to check off along the way. As we continue with 8 games left down the stretch here, what's the next big target you look at game by game that you're looking to accomplish?
Well, obviously we want to eventually lock up the Western Cup, and then we're going to try to pursue that Anderson Cup. But our only focus is 2 points tonight, and then we'll figure out what that means for next weekend.
We saw Fargo a couple of weeks ago, a different team from even just a few months before when we had last seen them. What were some of the biggest takeaways from that series up at Shields Arena where you guys swept the weekend with 4 points?
Well, they spent a lot of time crowding the front of our net, making it difficult for our goaltender. And we've talked to our guys about the importance of boxing out and giving our goaltender sight lines. And, I thought we were a little loose at times during that weekend, well, specifically on that Saturday, but found a way to win, which was great. So I think those games are important for us. We played a pretty solid game the night before. We had 2 hat tricks that night, and scored in bunches, and then Saturday we weren't as disciplined. So we'll get back to that tonight, and we know it's a challenge. We're certainly not taking them for granted.
That Friday game, February 28th, was probably the most recently lopsided game that we've had, with that 7-2 triumph against Fargo. When you look back at that one, with knowing the recipe for success against them and just winning in general in this league, what are things you need to replicate from that night here this evening?
Well, our forecheck was really good that night. We were touching pucks. We were really good on our power play too. We were confident. We were shooting pucks. We were zipping them around, and our power play has I wouldn't say struggled, just hasn't converted. We have done good things moving the puck around, but we've gotten a little perimeter and maybe a little cute there. And so we've gone back to our roots in regards to what we need to do to be successful in those situations.
Let's talk about the penalty kill a little bit as well. You had that really good effort on Friday. We talked about the good kill, that 5-minute power play, allowed the 1 goal on Saturday night, but it feels like recently the penalty kill's taken that step forward.
Yeah, it's details. It's, we're a good team, and most nights we might have a slight advantage, but if we don't have details and compete level to our game, we turn it into a coin flip. And, that's been the message to the guys is, it doesn't matter how talented you are, you have to compete in all situations all the time for 200 feet. And, I think they know that. We're in playoff mentality right now, and that's what we're going to bring.
Rocky, we appreciate the time. Best of luck here tonight. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Thanks, Joel.
That's the head coach of the Stars, Rocky Russo. We'll be back with opening puck drop between Lincoln and Fargo in a moment on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
It's the 2-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Attention Nebraska sports fans, are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "you have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Ready to drop the puck here tonight at the Icebox as the Lincoln Stars take on the Fargo Force here on this St. Patrick's Day. Hope you're enjoying your holiday, and hopefully tonight's game will make it even better as the Stars look to pick up another win here tonight. They've been on a roll recently, 4 consecutive wins, just dominant play over the better part of this new year, 2025, and they look to add to that success here against the Fargo Force. Lincoln in its specialty St. Patrick's Day jerseys for tonight's contest. Fargo in the white uniforms, and here we go. Underway with the first period of play presented by Genesis Health Clubs here from the Icebox. Lincoln won the first 2 games it played over this long weekend, I suppose we can call it now. Wins on Friday and Saturday. First against Omaha by a 3-2 score on Friday. Then an exciting 6-4 battle the next night in this building this past Saturday. Force on the attack right now. Their starting lineup as the shot partially blocked from the right wing circle. Couldn't be gotten through off of the stick of Jonah Agater. Opening things up for them, Merrill Stoddard at left wing, Jonah Agater at center, right wing Mason West, Cameron Aucoin at left wing, Hayes Hundley, I should say Aucoin left defense, Hayes Hundley right defense, Alan Lundak between the pipes. For the Stars, left winger Bruno Egan, center Gio DeJulian, right winger Dash Oliver, Jacob Brombach at left defense, right defense Etienne Lassard, and Jan Shostak between the pipes. Starting lineups, as always, brought to you by Williams Cleaners. As the breakout pass from Lassard toward Alex Pelletier hits just off his stick. Ricochets into the attacking end. Scooped up behind that on a tie-up now briefly. Pelletier kicking away at it, trying to pull it away from Matthew Lansing. Eventually the Force able to clear the zone. Fargo attacks right to left and ices the puck here. Minute and 15 seconds into tonight's contest. Stars have had a penchant for scoring first a lot recently. They're going to look to try and do that again here tonight. With doing it on Saturday and then winning that game, it was their 8th consecutive game scoring first. They've done so in 13 of the last 14 games. They look to add to those numbers here tonight. Force control the draw. Broken out on the far wing side. Cross-ice pass misses the stick of Matthew Lansing. Caden Harrington looking up ice, finds Lane Loomer, trying to thread it through for Matthew Malte, just a bit away from him. Tanner Henricks chops the puck away at the blue line, gets it over the Fargo line, just a bit out of the reach of Jack Picard. Colin McCrate steers the puck near board side, finessed up and off of the body of Aero Butella by Kuzma Verone, and the Stars able to keep the line, fed over toward Picard, but a stick lift at the last moment prevents him from getting a shot off. Malte on the far wing. He had an empty netter in that 6-4 win the other day. Harrington trying a shot from the edge of the left wing circle. Blocked away and carried down to the zone by the Force. Off of the boards hard. Shostak steadies for Tanner Henricks. Lincoln going left to right here in the opening period. Henricks, the Columbus Blue Jackets draft pick, glides toward the benches. Tries to thread the puck around a few bodies, but could not get it there. Quickly skated out the other way by Jordan Ron, former Sioux City Musketeer, into the near corner. A tangle up behind the Stars net. Eventually, Coleman peels free from Young. Got the puck up to the right point. Prusek advancing it up the wall, but it's chipped free toward Henricks of Lincoln. to the near board side. Aiden Jans muscles it off of the wall, right off of his own bench boards, into the neutral zone. Leahy and the Force continue on the attack. Prusek gaining the line, drops off for Coleman. Trying to wrap it behind the net, feeds it in between the circles. A shot missing the cage from Brooks Cohen. Here's Cade Kohansky. Cross-ice pass disrupted by Coleman, chopping it down. Ryan Zaremba hustled over and scooped up the loose puck, able to be flung into the zone by Cullen off of the glass. Behind Shostak, there to scoop it up. Ethan Weber works it far side for Nick Young. Trying to go up ice, lefty Markinitis, upended near the blue line. Markinitis has scored in each of the last 3 games. 4 goals in that time. He'll try to make it a 4th straight game here tonight. But the Stars ice the puck with 16:40 to go here in this first period. Face-off coming up back to the right of Shostak in a moment. Fargo entering tonight's game in 5th place in the Western Conference. If the season ended today, they would be facing Sioux City in the first round of the Clark Cup playoffs. And those 3 games, that best of 3 series, I should say, would all be played at Sioux City. So Fargo has plenty to play for here tonight, trying to move up in the standings. They win the draw, but all the way back to the neutral zone. Entering on the far board side, Mason West. He is a big body. West playing in his 3rd game of the season, standing 6'6", weighs 217 pounds. West coming off of a great season with Edina High School in Minnesota. 27 goals, 22 assists, but he and the Force iced the puck again. Well, including tonight, 8 games left in the regular season for the Lincoln Stars. And you might be wondering, well, they've already got the playoff berth locked up. What else is there to play for? Well, it's pretty simple. Their magic number to win the Anderson Cup as USHL regular season champions is 12. Now, that's based on points. Lincoln, with a win tonight, will get 2 points closer. No one else in the USHL is playing, so the best they can do is get that magic number down to 10 with a win here this evening, which would also be their 5th in a row. They controlled the draw for a moment, played off of the boards. Hunter Anderson just barely beaten to that puck as Jonah Agater lofts it out of the zone. Griffin Brown back behind the Lincoln net, trying to play it off of the boards, disrupted by West. A coin steers toward the near wall, too strong for Stenari. To the neutral zone. Anderson and the Stars trying to lob it back toward the blue line. Lassard all tangled up. Anderson comes toward it, lost his footing. Pelletier charges out, sticked across ice, and chopped ahead by Daniel Schlane. A little bit too far to control. It's a coin going behind his own net. Works to Hundley far side. Up to the center ice logo. Stenari redirects into the near corner. Harrington to Hendricks. Stars begin the attack north. Anderson for Picard. He'll chop it off of the wall behind the net. Alan Lendak comes out of the cage, plays it near side, turned over toward Malte, poke checked at the last moment as it bounced to Picard behind the cage, played it off the side of the net, but eventually worked back to the neutral zone. Here comes Caden Harrington from center ice, up toward Loomer, gains the blue line, 3 defenders all over him, could not hang on to the puck. Now Lansing will backhand it in behind the Lincoln cage to the near corner. Bounces away from Malte. Coleman with an angle, he scores. Michael Coleman puts Fargo on the board first as they strike at the 5:01 mark of this first period. On their first credited shot of the game, Coleman lights the lamp, his 6th tally of the season, and it's 1-0 Force. For the Stars, this is their first time since February 15th that they did not score the game's first goal. Uncommon territory for Lincoln here tonight. Back to work for the Stars. They'll bring on their 4th line onto the ice. Going to give a stick tap to Drew Delasala, who's tonight's extra skater, drawing in on this shift as the left winger. Delasala playing in his 100th USHL game here tonight. He was acquired back in November from the Omaha Lancers. Played for them last season as well. 100 games now in the USHL coming here tonight. 1-0 the score, though. Fargo with the advantage. 14:38 and ticking to go in the first. Jans back in his own end. Battling with Zimmerman. Poked the puck away from him. Weber out on the far side of the ice. Kohansky works backwards. Steers it up toward the opposing blue line where Delasala is able to get a twig out. Bounces hard off of the glass just to the side of the cage. Delasala trying to get a stick in. on that puck. Could not get a shot off. Lendak able to see it and cover it up. 14:21 left in the first. It's 1-0 Force. We'll step aside for a 60-second break here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Get ready for spring by joining an evidence-based program to improve your health and well-being. These programs use proven strategies to help you make lasting changes, whether it's boosting nutrition, increasing activity, managing stress, or enhancing wellness. Invest in yourself today and feel your best this spring and beyond. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
So the Fargo Force get on the board first here in this evening's contest. They lead 1-0 with 14:21 to go. Michael Coleman scoring his 6th of the season at the 5:01 mark of the opening frame. I think it'll get an offensive zone face-off, though, here out of the media timeout. St. Patrick's Day jerseys for the Stars here tonight. These will be auctioned off after this coming Friday's game against the Sioux Falls Stampede. Here's a shot off of the draw. Robbach toward the cage. Might have caught the stick of Lendak and then popped out of play. Alan Lendak between the pipes for the Fargo Force tonight. Enters 16-14, 1-1 with a .281 goals against average and a .902 save percentage. Against the Stars this season, Lendak in 4 games, 3-1, .325 goals against average and a .902 save percentage. Lendak had a tough time against the Stars. In the final game of February, Lincoln won 7-2. They had a double hat trick. Bruno Ija and Jack Bakar lighting the lamp 3 times apiece in that win at Shields Arena. But before that, he was superb at a pair of wins against the Stars earlier in the season. Trying to regroup here tonight and give Fargo a much-needed win as this puck is flung from the near wall toward him and covered up. Well, you look at the situation for the Force entering play here tonight. I mentioned they're in 5th place in the Western Conference standings. Would play Sioux City if the season ended today. Magic number of 5 to clinch a Clark Cup playoff berth. They are 1-5-2 in their last 8 games after winning 3 straight contests February 14th through 16th. Muskegon swept them at Shields Arena this past weekend. 4-1 win last Friday, 6-2 loss the next day. Looking to get some mojo here on the road. They have scored first. Now they break the puck count far side. Aero Butella up on the far wing, trying to advance through the Stars' defense. He cannot. Harrington out toward Loomer, gets a stick around Leahy to prevent icing. Launch behind the net. Lendak flings it off at the glass. Took a funky carom in front of the blue line. Medium depth, but steered away from trouble by Butella. Aero Butella, the former Waterloo Blackhawk, defending here against Caden Harrington. Jack Bakar jumping back as well to help out. Harrington pulled it free. Henricks couldn't get around Kuzma Veronin. Played across ice just behind the skates of Bakar. He'll play it off of the wall. Threads it over the blue line, looking for Loomer, but he could not connect. Lansing intercepts, jumps it in toward the Stars' end. Both teams changing on the fly. It's Henricks at the blue line, looking north for Malte. Chopped off of the boards into the Fargo zone. They'll break out on that same far side of the ice. Coleman with an opening, met up against the wall by Nick Young. He'll flick it over to the side to Daniel Schlane. On the breakout, Pelletier. North for Hunter Anderson. To Schlane. Had the game winner today. Trumps it off. Anderson trying to sneak it in, and he will! Hunter Anderson evens us up with 12:27 to go here in the first period. Beautiful vision from Daniel Schlane to find Anderson, and he just did outweight Alan Lendak and score. Waited for the pads to pop out toward the puck. Nice little move to his right by Anderson, and then he tucks it around the body of Lendak, who almost got his glove in there at the last moment. But it is Anderson able to light the lamp. Second straight game for Anderson scoring. Picks up his 7th goal as a member of the Stars and his 11th this season. Joined the Stars at a trade from Sioux Falls in mid-January. And picks up an enormous goal there. Well, the Stars, when giving up the game's first goal, are 7-10 this season, but they've done exactly what they needed to do here tonight, and that's get an immediate response. Ethan Weber briefly gaining the line, lost it, lobbed up against the glass, near corner side, and in behind the Lincoln cage. Flip back toward the near wall. Anderson at his feet, had a little trouble. Cullen collects for Fargo. Toward the near corner. Elias Zimmerman met up against the wall. Ethan Weber applying the pressure on him. Weber entering tonight's game plus 38. That's second best in the USHL. Stars clear the line, but ice the puck. Lobbing it down back toward the Fargo zone. Slow rolling puck on edge. Forced it just enough to wait for it to come to a stop. Only game in the USHL tonight. It's Lincoln and Fargo, and our score 1-1 with 11:39 to go here in the first period. One game tomorrow. Waterloo is at Sioux Falls. No games Wednesday. Thursday, it's Dubuque at Madison, and then the full slate of games on Friday. So it's a interestingly busier than usual week in a way for the USHL. Defensive zone draw for Lincoln. Out shooting Fargo 5-1, but the Force scored the game's first goal on their first shot of the game. Fargo wins the draw. Got across for West. A bouncing puck could not be cleanly received. Mason West lobbed it behind the net. Stenari trying to get to it. Weber beat him. Now Schlane trying to force a tangle up with Jonah Agater. Acquired from the Omaha Lancers at the USHL trade deadline for Brady Arneson. Agater 9 goals and 12 assists in 46 games with the Lancers. A coin flung it to the net. Just missed the cage. Bouncing to the far wall on the pinch. Stars trying to keep it out. They are able to get it to the blue line. It's flung toward the cage from a coin. Hopping off of the stick of Shostak. Flung to the left corner. Agater and the Force still on the attack before eventually Anderson lobs it down the ice again. This is going to be icing on the Stars. They had started to change out that Schlane line, but he and Anderson are still on the ice. Aiden Jans was the first guy out. He would probably be ready to be heading to the bench normally by now. But Anderson and Schlane have to remain a little bit longer. It's a great opportunity for the Force to try and strike against some tired bodies after a couple of icing calls in the last few minutes. 10:52 to go in the first. It's 1-1 between Lincoln and Fargo. Monday night St. Patrick's Day showdown here at the Icebox. Face-off one. Prusek wires it just wide of the cage. The Stars lob out towards center ice. Finally are able to get Schlane and Anderson to the bench. Fourth liners out, Kohansky and Markonitis. Here's a wrister from the right wing side. Turned aside by Shostak. Butella let it loose. Rebound of Veronin. Flung it just wide of the near post. Markonitis getting his legs under him. Launches across ice. Jans will chip it in. He'll go to the bench for a change now himself. Drew Della Sala takes his spot. And Fargo zooms ahead. Up toward the stick of Lansing. Hopped off of the shaft of the stick. Kohansky trying to disrupt it. Force work to the near side. Breakout pass just misses Veronin. Shostak will come to the near wall and bank it off of the boards. Lansing intercepts off of the hop. Tangled up now in the corner. He's met there by Della Sala. Brown as well. Butella comes in to help out. Pulled it up to the left point to Lorilla. Back to the near wall. Lansing can't pull himself free from Drew Della Sala. Rombach found the loose puck. Worked it behind his own net to Griffin Brown. Breakout pass toward Markonitis. Broken up. Popped off the stick of Veronin to the left. Lorilla trying to wait around the defense and slip the puck back to Coleman. But it missed his stick and went through the legs of a few others. Zaremba at center ice. Banked off the wall just away from Lorilla. Icing washed out at the last moment. Rombach misses the stick of Egan. This one would have been icing, but DeJulian beat out the Force toward the puck, so Lendak had to go behind his own net to play it. And now the puck pops out of play near side into the Fargo bench. And that gives us another chance to step aside. Still 1-1. Lincoln and Fargo here tonight in the capital city. Coleman got the scoring started for the Force at the 5:01 mark. Hunter Anderson responds for Lincoln at the 7:33 mark. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Back on our way here at the Icebox with 9:10 to go in the first period. The Stars and the Fargo Force all knotted up by a 1-1 score here on this Monday night. Including tonight, only 8 games left in the regular season. Lincoln has already locked up a playoff spot, trying to secure the top record of the USHL. Their magic number to do that is now at 12. Near corner side. A little bit of trouble up against the wall for the Stars. Trying to clear down. Cullen fitted in front for Shelter. Shostak able to see it at the last moment. And he makes the save. Already his 5th save. Fargo out shooting Lincoln 6-5. We were talking for a little where they were being outshot 5-1. But the Force have 5 each of the last 5 shots in this game. Jan Shostak entering tonight's contest 25-10-0, 241 goals against average and a .910 save percentage. This is his 37th game of the season. Shostak tied for the top goals against average of the USHL, second in wins, tied for the 4th best save percentage, and tied for second in shutouts. He's won 14 of his last 15 games played. Got the win on Saturday in the 6-4 triumph against Cedar Rapids. That was a back-and-forth battle. Sure felt like a playoff game. Fargo controls the draw. Pumped off of the wall toward the near side. Hundley beneath the goal line. Missed the stick of Agater, so he'll bring it around. On the wraparound attempt. Couldn't stuff it home. Here's an opportunity. Side of the net. It's Agater poking it home. From the left point, the shot came in. Shostak made the save. Nick Young was trying to prevent Agater from pulling that rebound into the empty net, but he could not. Agater powers through and scores to give the Force a 2-1 lead with 8:19 to go in the first. Jonah Agater with the tally. 11th goal of the season for him. It's his second in a Fargo uniform, and the Force have retaken the lead. Mason West had the shot from the left point that got through. Side of the net. Shostak was at the top of the crease, made the save. Rebound popping just over to his right next to his pads, and able to be punched in. So now the Stars again trailing by 1. Prior to tonight, Lincoln had not been dealing with a ton of deficits over the past weekend. Saturday against Cedar Rapids had to battle back a couple of times. Shelter playing the puck far board side. Ball papered by Matthew Malte. Zimmerman up to the point. Gliding left. A wrister misses the cage. Rebound to the near wall. Cameron Coyne, former Muskegon Lumberjack, letting it fly. From behind the net, a tangle up. Larilla and Lassard, 2 of the top defensemen in the entire USHL battling right there. Fargo controls. Shelter from the right point sends it to the cage, but it's patted away by Shostak. Bloomer trying to get to the blue line. He's able to advance it out in front of both benches. Work toward the near side. Back toward the Lincoln end. Lassard up the wall. Catches the stick of Malte and flies this one in deep. Wendak leaves it for Larilla. Sam Larilla leading Fargo players with an average of 25 minutes and 6 seconds of ice time. Butella dropped it off right side for a coin. Almost got the shot through. Recovers on the breakout. And trying to center, but that was broken up. Lincoln almost had the home run pass ahead for Aiden Jans. Disrupted at center ice a few feet away from him. Veronin up to the right point. Prusek walks the line. Dishes back far side. Kuzma Veronin sweeps in left wing from the dot. Now beneath the circles. Feeds it over far side. Trading places with Prusek. Prusek over toward him. His shot pushed away right before it could have gotten to Shostak. Here come the Stars on the breakout. Markinitis breaks it out to the right wing side just in front of the stick of Jans. Prusek to the far corner. Leahy up ice off of Lansing into the neutral zone. Around by Young of the Stars. Back and forth with Griffin Brown. Young up past a few sticks. Misses, sending it back to the Fargo end. And again, the Stars ice the puck. It's been a sloppy first period for the Stars. I think it's very safe to say that with 6:32 remaining in the frame. Only down by one, being outshot 9-5. It was part of the discussion with head coach Rocky Russo before this game was about what could be improved tonight from over the weekend. Up and down performances against Omaha as well as against Cedar Rapids on Saturday. Stars trying to really just simplify things and get back to the basics here tonight. Cade Kohansky into the dot for Lincoln against Jordan Ron of the Force. Fargo wins another draw. Lorilla to the right point. Looking back a few times, Cullen McCrate instead sends it around the boards near side. Poke checked away by Jans, away from Lorilla into the neutral zone. Stars start to change up a little bit. It's broken out on the far wing. Egan disrupting. Flip back to the neutral zone before being lobbed in. McCrate tossed it to the left of Shostak. A tangle up behind the net. Ron met by Young up against the wall. Trickles over toward Brown. Not in a good position to play it. The tangle up continues. Bumgarner pokes it free for the Force before it's lobbed right back into the fray. But this time Brown was starting to skate away. Comes up with the puck. Brown up the far wall. Finds Egan at center ice. Looked for DeJulian. His pass was at his skates. Broken out near wing. Jordan Ron up against the wall near side. Trying to pry it in deep. Clubbed down by Bumgarner. Cole Bumgarner, the extra skater tonight for the Fargo Force. Trying to get it to Ron. His shot partially blocked. Misses the net. Egan, far wing. 2 goals for him on Saturday in the first period against Cedar Rapids. For Bruno, that was his 5th multi-goal game of the season. One of those multi-goal games, as the Stars will go back to touch up. No icing washed out at the last moment. One of those multi-goal games for Bruno against Fargo. February 28th, his first USHL hat trick. McCoy out to the far side. West over the blue line receives. Threads it over right side for Hunley, but just a bit ahead of him on the attack. Merrill Stenari, that's offsides on Fargo. 5:02 to go here in this first period. A 2-1 lead for the Force over the Stars. Shots read 9-5 in favor of the Force. Defending Clark Cup champions, 2-time defending Anderson Cup champions. Fargo appeared in the Clark Cup final 2 seasons ago before winning it last year. They lost to Dubuque in 3 games in the 2023 final. They captured the 2024 championship against the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Dubuque this season, top of the Eastern Conference record-wise, 4 points back of Lincoln for the top overall record. As this wrister from a tough angle from West, able to be snared and secured by Shostak. It's been hard not to notice Mason West when he's been on the ice here tonight. Talked a little bit about that on his first shift. Just about 6'6", and that great season that he had for Edina with 27 goals and 22 assists in 31 games. Sometimes for teams, the post-high school hockey season can be just about as exciting as any time before that. You start to bring in a few more bodies, whether it's for your stretch run or maybe just to get a good look at them for next season. It's fun to see what some of these guys can be before they potentially can become full-time contributors to the USHL. Sometimes there's some growing pains. Other times, it's a lot of success. Henricks, near side of the net, fanned on the pass around the board. Second attempt, just away from Loomer. Picard punched it north off of the wall for him. Blaine Loomer, the Penn State commit, just toward the skates of Malte. Couldn't handle it. Hundley goes in deep. He'll chip it over toward the near corner. A coin looking up the wall. Sends the puck north toward Merrill Stadari. A little bit of trouble breaking it out. Now lobbed into the left of Shostak. Henricks trying to clear the zone. Kept in. Nice poke there from Brooks Cullen, but right back toward Hendricks. Pass toward Harrington, blows a tire near side. Shelter picks up the loose puck. Over toward Prusek. His shot blocked, flown through, but wide of the net by Luke Shelter. Nice keep by Matt Leahy at the left point. Cullen threads it across, an opening for Shelter, trying to sneak it around Shostak. He cannot. Jan Shostak gets the right leg in there at the last moment and pins it against the far post. As Shelter tried to play it off of that leg, he couldn't muscle enough strength to do so. And Shostak froze the puck up against the post. Terrific play there for Jan Shostak. Ten saves for him in this first period. With 3:40 to go in the frame, Fargo still leading 2-1. Face off to his left in just a moment. DeJulian and Cullen getting set to tangle. Cullen is kicked out, so Elias Zimmerman will draw in. Zimmerman stands 6'6", 217 pounds. Towers over most other players on the ice. He'll win it cleanly against DeJulian up toward the left point. Good stick there from Bruno Egan to poke it away from Matt Leahy, who waited too long. Oliver gains the line, wires it beneath the goal line. DeJulian met by Leahy up against the wall, clear but not out. Weber to the front of the cage. A redirect from Egan goes just wide. 3:18 to go in this first period. It's presented by Genesis Health Clubs here at the Icebox. Lincoln Stars trailing the Fargo Force 2-1. Cullen backhanded off of the glass over to DeJulian just behind the blue line. Dances around the defense. Gets it over to Egan, who wires around the boards. Stars change on the fly. Egan trying to get his way to the bench. Disrupts this cross-ice pass as it pops up in the air back to the Lincoln end. Controlled by Rombach. He'll work north to Lassard. Touch pass from Kohanski to his left to Markinitis. Trying to return it to Kohanski. Broken up and almost skated the other way by Veronin, if not for the back check of Lassard of Lincoln. Markinitis advances into the zone. Prusek slips up behind his own cage. Flung out far side off of the stick of Eero Butela to the neutral zone. Lassard will wrist the puck right back in. Markinitis, the first one to it, wristed it wide of the net. Lassard, right point, flings to the cage, pops up in the air, settled atop the left circle. Kohanski to the point. Rombach just missed the net on his wrister. Veronin, again, clears but not out. Lassard looking left for Kohanski, was just behind him. Jan's trying to clean it up. Now Kohanski takes over. In the corner, Kate Kohanski, wrister down low, save made by Lendak. 2:01 to go in the first, 2-1 Fargo. Lobbed all the way back to the Lincoln zone, deep enough to go for icing with a minute 56 left. Stars being outshot 11-5, but a really good shift there a moment ago, and they'll have to keep a few tired Fargo skaters on the ice. Rocky Russo deploys his top line. Jack Bakar centering Lane Loomer and Matthew Malte. The Hendricks-Harrington defensive pairing comes on. Lincoln looking for a goal of 5 shots in this period. It's been a little bit of a struggle. Force win the draw in their own zone. McCrate behind the net, met by Malte immediately. McCrate gets some help as it's bumped around near side for Veronin. Flown out of play near side. Gives us a stoppage with 1:46 to go in the frame, but the Force get an opportunity to switch up a few skaters. A reminder, the Stars are home twice next weekend, Friday and Saturday here at the Icebox. Next Saturday is Pucks and Paws night. Bring your dog to the game for free with purchase of a ticket for yourself. Pucks and Paws night, Saturday night, 6:05. Get your tickets now at LincolnStars.com. Caden Harrington's shot off the faceoff win, just wide of the cage. Brought to the neutral zone by a coin. He'll backtrack to Hundley behind his own blue line. Fargo on the attack. Hundley at center ice. Glides into the attacking end. But looks like Stadari was just a step ahead of him, and the Force are offside. Talked about it a little bit earlier, Alan Lendak's work against the Stars this season. I mentioned those 2 games in November. Came to this building, picked up a pair of wins, picked up 1 win, beg your pardon. He played in the game November 8th, stopped 21 of 22 shots, faced the Stars both games in December, 36 saves on 38 shots. December 6th, got the win the next day, stopping 33 of 36 shots. Weber at the right point tries a shot down low. That's kicked away near wall side. Fed back towards Schlane, poked away from him and launched around the boards far side. Young trying to find Schlane behind the goal line. Came just away from his stick. Schlane takes over with help from Weber, but disrupted. Broke it out near side, off of a stick. Stadari flung it toward the near side, but it pops up and out of play onto the Fargo bench. But Lendak's most recent time facing the Stars, February 28th, the 7 goals allowed on 36 shots faced. He was peppered throughout that game. He's only made 1 other start since then, prior to tonight. That was against the Chicago Steel, suffered an overtime loss when he stopped 23 of 25 shots March 7th. Under a minute to go in the frame. Stars looking for an answer with Fargo leading 2-1. Gio DeJulian in his own corner, poked away from him, controlled by Bruno Egan. On the breakout to Dash Oliver, right wing side. Lassard joins him on the rush. Feathered it off of the wall toward Lassard. He'll muscle it around the boards far end. 34 seconds to go in the frame. DeJulian back behind the net. Wired out of the zone, though, by the Force. Zimmerman and Shelter on the attack. Shelter looks across ice, threads it over. Hundley, right circle, protecting the puck behind the net. Pushed up against the wall by Lassard. They'll tangle near side. 15 seconds to go as the tie-up ensues right up against the boards. Rombach there as well. Time winding down now to 7 seconds as Lassard and Hundley in the midst of the attack. Cullen thought he pulled it free, but he comes to DeJulian. He'll slow it down up against the wall. At the last moment, it came free toward Cullen. Tried a shot at the horn, and it just barely missed the net. But that'll do it for the first period of play as Fargo takes a 2-1 lead into the intermission. Goals in that period for them from Michael Coleman at the 5:01 mark, Jonah Agater at the 11:41 mark, and in between, Hunter Anderson briefly tied the game up for Lincoln at the 7:33 mark. That's where we stand through 20 minutes of play. We'll take a break, and when we return in a little bit, it'll be time for your first intermission report, as always, presented by Crayon Campus. We'll be back with more from the Icebox. It's 2-1 Fargo after 20 minutes here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease.
Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Did you know that AmeriCorps programs improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement in Nebraska? For example, AmeriCorps members serving with Conservation in Nebraska provide valuable environmental education and practical tips people can use to maintain Nebraska's natural beauty and live more sustainable lives. Discover more about AmeriCorps programs making a difference in your community at serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak. Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Lincoln Lighthouse's Executive Director Bill Mitchner educates listeners on the history of Lighthouse, their mission, and how you can get involved in shaping today's youth into tomorrow's adults. Every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank. Personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello?
Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with your cell for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
There's no better party than a night out at the Icebox cheering on the Stars. New this season, you can treat your group to a memorable night out by renting Section AA. Your private outing includes full personal bar service, food catered, pretzels and popcorn included, and much more. To learn more about renting out Section AA at an upcoming Stars home game, please email Christian@LincolnStars.com.
Car commercials always say your mileage may vary. That's because some people drive smart while others waste gas. At Southside Auto Tech, they can help you maximize your mileage by checking the tires, bearings, hubs, brakes, ignition, and fuel system, and checking the computer for proper fuel burn. And you can help yourself. Observe the speed limit, avoid jackrabbit starts and quick stops. Don't let your vehicle idle too long, and bring it in for a vehicle checkup at Southside Auto Tech, just south of 48th and Highway 2 on Rentworth Drive.
Hey, Lincoln Stars fans, it has never been more important when buying or selling a home to have a trusted real estate agent in your corner fighting on your behalf. Andrew Alpsteg with Remax Concepts won't hesitate to drop the mitts and fight for you. Call Andrew today at 402-699-2638 to discuss how he can go bar down for you.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People Seeding Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Hello? Hello?
Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with your cell for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Pillar Restaurant Group is Lincoln's home for celebration. With a hand-cut steak and seasonal cocktails for your anniversary at Venue Restaurant and Lounge, a pitcher of mimosas and brunch favorites for your birthday at Piedmont Bistro, a 16-inch sub and freshly made cookie after your kids win the big game at Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs, or for your wedding in a luxurious downtown ballroom with Venue Catering and Events. Drink, dine, gather with Pillar Restaurant Group. Learn more and order a gift card for your next celebration at prgnebraska.com. That's prgnebraska.com.
Tune in every Tuesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. for Outside the Box on 93.7 FM The Ticket. Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and myself, Joel Norman, break down the latest news with the team for the first half of the show before members of the team chat with me for the final half hour. You can listen live each Tuesday night at 6 p.m. on 93.7 FM or on theticketfm.com.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hello? Hello?
Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with your cell for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
20 minutes are in the books for tonight's Lincoln Stars game. It's time to recap the action so far with our first intermission report, presented by Cram Campus.
Fargo after 20 minutes here from the Icebox. As heard, this is the first intermission report, presented by Crayon Campus. Joe Norman with you back at the Icebox, as including tonight, just 8 games left in the regular season for the Lincoln Stars, and that means there's only 4 more home contests before the regular season comes to an end. Next 2 home games coming up this weekend when the Sioux Falls Stampede come to town. Friday night at 7:05, Saturday at 6:05. Saturday is Pucks and Paws night here at the Icebox, and you can bring your dog with you to the game. Get your tickets now at LincolnStars.com. In the first period of play, the Fargo Force scoring twice compared to Lincoln's 1 goal, putting the Stars in an unfamiliar spot where they are trailing after 1 period of play and also giving up the game's first tally. Lincoln had scored first in each of its previous 7 games prior to tonight. The last time that their opponent scored first, February 15th, and that was a game that they lost at the Sioux Falls Stampede by 7-3 score. One of the few regulation losses here in the new year, one of 3 since the start of January. But the Stars trailing here 2-1, thanks to Michael Coleman scoring first at the 5:01 mark, his 6th goal of the season to put the Force on the board first in this contest and put the Stars behind the 8 ball. They would answer back, though. Hunter Anderson striking at the 7:33 mark. Beautiful slip pass from Daniel Schlane over toward him. Schlane finding Anderson. He outweighted Alan Lundak and scored to give the Stars and the Force a brand new hockey game at 1-1 at the 7:33 mark. However, shortly after that, Jonah Agater had a response for Fargo as he scored at the 11:41 mark on a shot from the left point from Mason West. Turned aside by Jan Shostak. Puck was loose right next to his right pad. Agater was there. Nick Young met him at the near post side, but Agater was able to do enough to muscle that puck through and make it a 2-1 Fargo lead. Shots in the first period, a slow start for Fargo. They were being outshot at 1 point, 5-1. But they answered strong after that, outshooting Lincoln 10-1 the rest of the way. They have an 11-6 advantage after 20 minutes. And this one, no power plays for either team, no penalties. And as a result, a 2-1 score right now in favor of the Force. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll drop the puck on period number 2. That does it for the first intermission report presented by Crayon Campus. More to come from the Icebox right around the corner here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchase from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Time to start the second period as the Lincoln Stars look to claw back here against the Fargo Force. This is the first time in these last 3 games that the Stars have trailed at the end of any periods, trailing 2-1 as we get set to open up the second stanza in just a moment. Lincoln Stars home again this coming weekend, taking on the Sioux Falls Stampede. Beginning Friday, there's only 4 more home games left in the regular season. Running out of time to catch the Stars. If you have not seen them yet this year, get your tickets now at LincolnStars.com. Should note the Stars are wearing specialty green jerseys tonight for St. Patrick's Day, and these jerseys will be auctioned off after this coming Friday's game, so a great opportunity for you to take home a game-worn jersey. 2-1 our score with the Force in the lead. Goals from Michael Coleman at the 5:01 mark of the first period. Jonah Angeter at the 11:41 mark. Hunter Anderson briefly tied the game in between there at the 7:33 mark of the opening frame. Shots are 11-6 in favor of Fargo. No penalties at all from the first period. And here we go, going right to left of the Stars in the second period. Force controlled the draw as Larilla chips it off of the boards on the backhand far side. D-to-D pass, Lassard to Rombach, intercepted up ice, intended for Loomer. A coin steps in the way. He'll backhand it around near corner. West trying to sling it back around far board side, broken up. Just in front of the blue line, disrupted, bouncing just past the stick of Loomer before a coin chops it back in. Etienne Lassard swooping behind his own net, carries down far side. Shakes off the pressure from West, finds Malte near boards. He'll sling it in behind Lundak. Force netminder comes out of the crease. Plays from behind the net, off the wall, far side. Banked ahead from Stenari to Agater. Jonah Agater chips it in, continues on the forecheck, applying the hit on Jacob Brombach right after he got the pass off far side. Flown out near end. Pelletier trying to separate himself from Hunley, has a little bit of trouble. To the near wall. Anderson. Schlane tangled up on the wall. Veronin and Hunley win that battle for Fargo. Second period being brought to you by Juiced Up. Fargo leads 2-1, just over a minute into it. Harrington, near board side for Lincoln. Caden Harrington entering tonight's game, leading all USHL defensemen in goals and power play goals. Here's a shot from Lansing. Could not quite get to Shostak. Rebound carried out of the zone by the Stars. Anderson to Schlane on the breakout pass. Broken up at the last moment. Anderson comes up with it. That goal in the first period gave him his 23rd point in 24 games now with the Stars. Anderson was acquired from Sioux Falls back on January the 9th. Backhander on the right wing side, sticked away by Shostak. Henricks to the far wall, chopped away from Anderson. Trickles back into the near corner. Turning attempt off of the wall by Aero Butella. Misses the net. Chip free by Lincoln into the neutral zone. Anderson trying to work it north. Gets some help. Up the middle, DeJulian trying to charge through. Couldn't get past Jordan Ron and Kuzma Veronin. Veronin slings it around the boards near side. Oliver trying to go up the wall. Gets some help. As it's broken out, DeJulian far side for Egan. Chipped in behind the Fargo net. DeJulian applies the body on Prusek. Broken out far side, not out of the zone. Egan sticks around to the near corner. DeJulian on a foot race with Leahy. Gets there before him. Finds Oliver. Now behind the net, it's Egan. Looking to the right point. Threads it there to Ethan Weber. Low shot. Hits off a couple of skates and ricochets near corner. Egan lost his footing in front of the net. Fans wanted a tripping penalty. We play on 5-on-5. Now it's Fargo's turn. Centering pass intended for the front of the net from Ryan Zaremba. Looks like it was broken up. Found by Shostak. And he'll cover it up with 17-19 to go in the frame. 12 shots for Fargo, 7 for Lincoln. A 2-1 lead for the Force. And this only game in the USHL here tonight. We had 2 games yesterday. Sioux City defeating Omaha by a 5-3 score. Team USA lost to Madison 5-2. Mentioned there is a game tomorrow. Sioux Falls hosting Waterloo. That's a very, very interesting matchup because Sioux Falls is second in the Western Conference. Waterloo is third. Very important matchup in terms of potential playoff seeding. Sioux Falls is 9 points back of Lincoln, though entering tonight, they played 2 more games of them. Here comes Aiden Jans speeding over the left wing board side into the near corner, flung around for Kohansky. He'll drop it back down low for Markonitis. Charging toward the front of the net, lost a handle on the puck, recovers at far wall. He'll feed it to Lassard. Underneath for Kohansky, too strong for him. Jans the first one to play the puck on edge near corner. Back underneath the goal line, just away from Markonitis. Hunley wrists around far side. Kohansky will kick it back beneath the goal line. Hunley collects. He'll chip it off toward a coin. Threaded around the boards hard for Zimmerman. He'll poke it north for Cullen. Brooks Cullen up towards Shelter at center ice. Backhanded in towards Shostak. He'll slow it down for Harrington, who drops off for Lassard behind the net. Union College commit works it out near side. Harrington, little trouble with the blue line, has to retreat behind it. And works it over far side for Lassard. Puck comes back toward Harrington, the Vermont commit. At center ice, bobbled, but advanced to north for Loomer as he lost his stick. Picks it back up at the Fargo blue line. Meanwhile, Larilla absorbs the contact of Matthew Malte. Picard finds the loose puck, looking for Loomer. It's kicked away. Fans wanted a penalty as Malte went down far post. Puck is attempted to be threaded to him by Picard, but broken up on a late chip. West at center ice, Malte tips it away. Picard punches it north as it rolls back to Lendak. He'll cover it up as Tanner Hendricks was the closest one to it for Lincoln. And the puck frozen here by the Fargo netminder, Alan Lendak. Replay being shown now on the scoreboard here at the Icebox. Malte appeared to be cross-checked into the side of the net. That's what the fans were upset about. 15:45 to go in the second. Still looking for our first penalty in tonight's contest. 2-1 lead for Fargo. Fargo entering tonight's game with a magic number of 5 to clinch a Clark Cup playoff berth. Stars are already in. Their magic number to win the Anderson Cup is 12. Best they can do tonight is drop it down to 10 with a win. From behind the force net, Lendak to the far wall. Hundley chips it up far boards for Kuzma Voronin. Voronin had missed the last 3 games, returns to the lineup here tonight. As Butella from the right wing gained the blue line, sends a shot toward the net that's punched away by Jan Shostak. Egan to DeJulian, absorbs the contact from Hundley at center ice, but got rid of the puck. Bruno H on the forecheck behind the cage, could not get to it in time as Butella pumps out to the neutral zone. Henriks across ice, flung north. Oliver could not center for Egan, sticks with it, works behind the net to Bruno, but it's chopped away from him. Butella up the near wall, trying to work past Henriks. Lost the puck to him, but a tumbling attempt. Butella spinning out, was able to chop that puck across ice into the neutral zone. Here comes Harrington. Big step of speed, tries a low shot, but Lendak gloves it and hangs on. 14:42 to go in the frame. It's 2-1 with Fargo ahead of Lincoln. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with more in a moment on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
While learning to read takes practice, teachers know that loving to read takes enthusiasm, both in the classroom and at home. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Reading books with children will help them discover a passion for reading. Bring the celebration of literacy into your home and our public schools all year long with Read Across America. When we make the time to read with children, we foster a lifetime of learning.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Still 2-1, Fargo with the lead. 14:42 to go in the second period here from the Icebox. Lincoln looking to respond a second time. They face 2 different deficits. Erased the first one on Hunter Anderson's goal at the 7:33 mark. His line back onto the ice as Daniel Schlein centers. And he'll take the faceoff here against Brooks Cullen to the right of Fargo netminder Alan Lendak. Stars wearing their specialty St. Patrick's Day jerseys here tonight. These will be auctioned off after this coming Friday's game. Lincoln will host Sioux Falls for a pair of games at the Icebox Monday and Friday. Beg your pardon, Friday and Saturday. Tonight's Monday. Losing track of it. This is the only Monday game on the regular season schedule for Lincoln. Who knows in the playoffs, so there might be one. Force break the puck out as Shelter goes far side. Here's Hundley over the line. Looking to drop it off. Does a shot way over the glove and the crossbar. Missing the Lincoln end as it's received back in the neutral zone. Elias Zimmerman near side off the stick of Hundley. Chopped in toward the Lincoln side. Schlein looks to go north and does. At the blue line. Flings it over to the right side. Weber wires in to the right of Lendak. Off the wall. Kick to Hundley. Back toward the wall. And Cullen breaks it out. Takes a couple of whacks. But eventually Cullen able to finesse it behind the Lincoln defense. To the right point. A shot from Shelter misses the cage. Luke Shelter's had pretty good success against the Stars. A goal and 5 assists in 6 games, including November 8th through 9th, recording 4 assists in a weekend split between the Force and the Stars. Now it's Michael Coleman. Drops it off. A one-timer from Matt Leahy. Secured down low by Jan Shostak. He seals the pads and secures the puck with 13:33 to go in the second. So one of the popular questions we often get on days like this when the Stars are playing on a holiday is, hey, when's the last time that's happened? And 2 years ago, the Stars played on St. Patrick's Day, a 3-0 shutout victory. That was the final one of Cameron Whitehead's 2-year career with the Stars. He's over at Northeastern now. They're coming off that very exciting win over the weekend. Whitehead had 31 saves on Saturday night against Boston College, and the Huskies picking up a upset victory there. Whitehead's been superb, despite what's kind of been a tough up-and-down season for Northeastern. One of many Stars alums we've had our eyes on here. The Stars record all time on St. Patrick's Day 9-2, including 5-2 in this building. Here comes Pavel Prusek. Gains the blue line at center red. Wrists it in around the defense. 7 minutes gone in the second. 2-1 Fargo. No scoring yet in the second period. Breakout pass from the near side. Misses the stick of Cade Kohanski. Lefty Markanitis was trying to spring the Minnesota Duluth commit. Jordan Ron beneath the goal line. Met by Griffin Brown. From behind the net, Mason West trying to kick the puck around far corner side. Does, but it is scooped up by Lincoln. Harrington looking north. Kohanski at center ice, trying to chop it in deep. Absorbs the contact, but does get it around the defense. Ron and Larilla, far side. Couple of Stars tangling with them. Loomer and Malte. Loomer thought he took a stick up high. Wrister from the right point from Harrington. Bouncing to the net. Lendak able to field it on the hop. Covers up. I don't know if Lane Loomer took the high stick from his own teammate Malte or whether it was from a Force player, but he's got his gloves off and is checking his chin right now. 12-17 to go in the frame. Force by one. Defensive zone face-off for them in a moment. Jack Picard to take the draw. So he goes up against Jonah Agater. His goal is the difference in this contest right now after Agater struck at the 11:41 mark. Back in the first period. We'll do it again on the face-off after a false draw a moment ago. Carr kicked out. Loomer draws in. Brief tie-up on the draw. Eventually pulled free. Picard trying to walk right toward the cage. It's punched away from him. Cole Bumgarner at center ice. Threads it over just off the wall toward Agater. Dangling. He shoots. Save made. Shostak securing the rebound. Nice move by Jonah Agater. But Shostak able to thwart that and make a big save. 12:04 left in the frame. Talk more about that Anderson Cup race for the Stars. In the Western Conference, they're in an interesting spot. 9 points ahead of Sioux Falls. After tonight's game, they'll have played 3 more games than the Stampede. That drops down to just 2 more games played after tomorrow night when Sioux Falls takes on Waterloo. Stars' magic number to win the Anderson Cup is 12. They're trying to lock down that best record in the USHL. 40 wins on the campaign for Lincoln. It's the 5th time in franchise history and the first time in the last 23 seasons that they have achieved at least 40 wins in a season. Stars win the defensive zone draw. Comes over toward Pelletier. Up against the wall, far side. To the right point. Chopped up the wall. Lassard. Now back to Pelletier with an opening. Big save by Lendak. Alex Pelletier on the inner edge of the far faceoff circle was all alone, pulled the trigger, and Lendak makes probably his biggest save of the night so far. Alex Pelletier was the hero of Friday's game against Omaha, but he paid a price. Scoring in that game, blocked at least 4 shots in the contest. Dealt with a lot of pain from those blocked shots and did not play on Saturday night. Force break it out of the zone. We got a broken stick on the near boards. Looked like that was Daniel Schlains. He's got a new twig on the ice. The stick is not completely broken, but it's sure bent beyond use. Jacob Rombach, Minnesota commit. Behind his own blue line, sent it up to center ice, intercepted by Hayes Hundley. Tries a shot, punched away, off of the far wall, kept onside by a coin. Wires it wide at the net. Hundley chips off of the glass. Funky Karam to Schlain. He'll use the glass to advance this puck to the neutral zone. A coin back in his own zone, brings the puck north. Here comes Cameron Coin, chopped out a few times by Dasha Oliver. Fed behind the net, scooped up. Weber to the near side, broken out. DeJulian trying to go across ice, flicked it right off of the body of Veronin. Shelter hangs on to the puck he had. Veronin ahead, fired it toward the net. Save made by Shostak. Mentioned the 40 wins for the Stars, 5th time in franchise history doing that, as mentioned. You recall last season, Lincoln went 27-33-2. Tonight, they interplay 40-13-1. And the Stars also have an impressive task coming up here, including tonight, 8 games left in the regular season. If they pick up 4 more wins this season, they'll set a new franchise record for wins in a single season. Currently, the 2000, 2001, and 2001-2002 seasons, both of them which they had 43 victories, are tied for the franchise record. That's, of course, just regular season victories. Lincoln wins the D-zone draw. It's Oliver on the far boards. Steered up toward the blue line. Nick Young flings it in deep behind the Fargo net. Lendak, far board side, broken up by Oliver, looking to the front of the net. It was disrupted just before it could have gone to Egan. Now, Young finds Egan behind the net, wraps it around to the circle far side, dishes to Weber. Ethan Weber up against the wall, met by Cullen, finesses behind the net and finds Dash Oliver. Whacked at up against the wall, he lost his stick. Lincoln wants a penalty, they'll get it. DeJulian dancing toward the net, tries a shot, he can't get it through. Egan with a shot, pops off of the shoulder of Lendak. Everyone's grabbing a partner right now as DeJulian is getting into it with Zimmerman in the near face-off circle. Meanwhile, right in front of the net, Ethan Weber pushing and shoving with Cullen McCrate. Everyone will be pulled away. And unless there's any other penalties to come, the Stars will head on to the power play after that delayed sequence, after Oliver's stick was chopped away. They were briefly able to get Picard on the ice as the extra attacker. Sam Larilla to the box, and Lincoln gets the nice first power play halfway through the game. For a little bit there, I was wondering if we might see a repeat of Friday night when the Stars did not have a power play for the first time in almost exactly 2 years. So Larilla in the box, and the Stars heading on to the power play. Lincoln's had its struggles on the man advantage as of late. Entering tonight's game scoreless in their previous 2 games. Friday, no power plays against Omaha, 0 for 3 against Cedar Rapids on Saturday. Trying to break out here. Henricks to Harrington on the near side. Looks back to the point. Henricks, far end, one-timer, just missing the net from Anderson. It's banked off of the wall and collected by Harrington in his own attacking end. Anderson, far boards down low to Schlein, back to Hunter Anderson. Harrington wants it up top. Blitz loose a blast, just wide of the cage. It ricochets to the far corner. Schlein dancing, saucer pass attempted for Henricks. It's broken up at the last moment, but again kept onside. Harrington near side, now over to Henricks. Far side, broken up on the shot. Schlein trying to go back toward Anderson. As Hundley up the near wall, working into the neutral zone. Backhands it just off of the wall far side. Trickles back towards Shostak. He'll punch it away from the defense where the Stars scoop up. A minute to go on this power play, slashing the call on Sam Larilla. McCrate around the boards to the far end. Flung down ice once more. This time it's Brooks Cullen. As I mentioned, first power play of the game for either team, and it belongs to the Stars. They entered third best power play in the USHL at 28.3%. Fargo, the fifth best PK at 81.9%. DeJulian tries a shot, trickles through the crease, but wide of the net. Egan, near side. Cullen meets him there and wrists it off the glass. Back to the Lincoln zone. 20 seconds left on this power play. Here comes Etienne Lassard. Staving off the defense. Drop pass. Misses the stick of DeJulian. He recovers. Feeds to Malte. On the left wing. Goes hard into the wall. Gets the puck around far side. Bakar. Cross ice to Egan. To the right point. It's Lassard trying to go back over to the far side. Disrupted by Zimmerman. And cleared back to the Lincoln end. Bakar back to get it. We return to 5-on-5 plays. The Stars are 0 for 1 on the man advantage here tonight. Cover up on Shostak, and that sends us to immediate timeout. 2-1 still the score. Fargo has the lead over Lincoln, and we'll be back with more in a little bit A 60-second timeout here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Well, not only are the Stars trying to tie this game up, they're trying to make some history. They've got 246 goals scored this season. That is tied with the 2000-2001 season for the most in franchise history. And their next goal, whether it's tonight, Friday, Saturday, hopefully not that long, whenever it comes, it'll help set the 2024-25 season all alone in the record books for the most goals scored in a single Lincoln Stars season. They've got some work to do here. Did not score on the power play. Aiden Jans off the intercept. Has it poked away from him. Goes onto his wallet, flipping over as the puck is cleared out of the zone. Right back into the Fargo end. Lendak leaves it behind the net. McCrate flips up ice toward the blue line. Little trouble for Markonitis keeping it. So West will charge north. He'll backhand off of the far wall. Markonitis looking behind the net. Second attempt chipped around. Collected by Larilla. To the left point, West. Far board side just away from Larilla. Trickles back into the near end. Tangle up on the wall. Kohanski pulls it across body. Briefly intercepted, but then lost up against the wall. And in the tie-up, Weber skates free with the puck. Penn State commit to the right wing side. Jans up top. Kohanski tries a shot. Block comes back to him from his knees. Gets back up. Tries another shot. This one blocked, bounces to the near wall. Right through the legs of Ejan. Gets some help from Jans. Bruno Ejan, the Croatian, flings around the net to the far side. Rombach back underneath. Finds Ejan. Plays the puck off the wall. Collected by DeJulian. Back toward Ejan. He's tangled up with Larilla. McCrate and DeJulian pushing and shoving near side as Oliver controls the puck. Oliver sweeping it around the net. Looks in front, trying to find DeJulian. Loose puck at the side of the net. McCrate gets a few more pushes in, trying to prevent DeJulian from scoring as Lendak covers it up. DeJulian and Cullen McCrate going at each other that entire sequence. 6:40 to go here on the second. Gio DeJulian has had a phenomenal year overall, but you look at his production as of late. He entered tonight's contest with 27 points over his last 22 games. 11 goals or 26 points, if I could add. Didn't go to school for that. 11 goals and 15 assists over his last 22 games. It's been phenomenal all year long. Hit a little bit of a lull late in 2024, but then, like we said with a lot of guys, calendar flipped to 2025 and felt like the start of a brand new season in so many ways. Tie up at the near corner with 6:24 to go here in the second period. Stars down by one. Another battle. They played a lot of tight hockey games as of late. Why should tonight be any different? A blast from the left point. Off the stick of Brown. Lendak sees it through all the commotion in front. And he makes a nice glove save. It's kind of crazy just how many games have been so close lately for the Stars. We've been feeling the warm temperatures here in Lincoln, as of plenty of other places, slowly but surely. Although, of course, in classic Nebraska fashion, Wednesday has a winter storm warning, amidst the day being in the mid-70s. But it's worth noting for the Stars is the playoff temperatures are certainly very relevant outside. We're starting to feel that intensity on the ice as well. The Stars entered tonight's game with 4 of their last 6 games decided by 1 goal. Almost would have been 5 of their last 6 had this past Saturday's game not had an empty netter to give Lincoln a 2-goal victory. They win the faceoff in the offensive zone. Hendricks tries a shot, blocked right back to him, but in the neutral zone. Tanner Hendricks resets far side with Nick Young trying to pull it over the line. He cannot. Zimmerman, drop pass for Shelter, misses the net on a wrister. To the near wall, it's finessed behind the Lincoln net, and Schlane breaks out for the Stars. Curling toward the near side, he'll flip it ahead for Pelletier. Anderson on his right, drops it off for him. Anderson with an opening, shoots, misses the net. Hard off of the glass and ricochets near side. Schlane settles, flings wide of the cage. Worked at by Young and Pelletier, far board side, into the corner. Anderson couldn't get a handle on it, lost his footing in a collision with Hundley. Pelletier steers to the left point. It's Hendricks, wiring, bouncing puck in the slot, trying to be settled down by Anderson far side. He could not. Zimmerman up the wall and just over the blue line, gets it to the neutral zone. Hendricks right back in for the Stars, hard off of the glass. Pops in front of the net where it's collected by Zimmerman. To the far side, Cameron Aucoin looks across ice, sticks it over there. Handed off on the right wing. It's Hundley with a shot. Save made. Back to the neutral zone, pushed ahead by the Stars. Loomer into the attacking zone. Matt Leahy, the first one to it for Fargo. Malte into the corner, battling with Prusek. Down to his knees, pushes it up the wall. Coleman and Loomer now tangles. The puck pops free. Picard backhands it into the corner. Stars down by one, pushing the pace right now. Malte trying to go to the right point, intercepted by Ryan Zaremba and broken out. Coleman at center ice absorbs a big hit from Caden Harrington as it's sent around behind the Lincoln net. Loomer on the near side. Up ice for Malte. Hands it off for Picard, trying to thread through the defense. Picard could not advance it over left wing side. Jack Picard's had a little bit of trouble lately. Entered tonight with no points in his last 4 games. It's the first time this season he's gone that long without recording a point. Before that, he had never gone more than 2 consecutive games without a point. Here come the Force from behind the net, fed up toward the right point. McCrate back to the corner, wants it back and gets it. McCrate, right point, to the near wall. Jordan Ron chops it in deep. Butella trying to separate himself from Harrington. On a tangle up behind the net. Shostak looking over his shoulder, points to the front of the net. Markinitis keeps an eye on Lansing. Stars control it. Out of the fray, it's Weber to the near side. Markinitis, long stretch pass ahead, hard off of the wall. Jan's trying to fire it toward the net off the hop. He was stick checked at the last moment. Sam Lorilla gets in the way of him. Front of the blue line, far side. Forced backtrack. McCrate off of the wall against the Lincoln bench to the neutral zone, right back toward him. Slips the puck ahead. Prusek, Veronin, slip north for Lansing to McCrate. Right wing side, wrister misses the net. Lorilla collects at the left point, barely kept it onside. McCrate weaving, left circle with a shot, misses the cage. Hard off of the wall, scooped up by the Stars, but again, not quite cleared out. McCrate trying to hold the line, forced back to the neutral zone. Good work by Etienne Lassard at the end of his shift. Here's Jacob Rombach. 2:44 to go in the second. The Stars trailing the Fargo Force 2-1. Lefty Markinitis up ice. Sends this puck north. Gio DeJulian, far side of the ice. On the right wing side, Oliver tries to center, looking for DeJulian, broken up by Hayes Hundley. A tie up in the near on the far corner. DeJulian right up against the wall with Hundley. Oliver outside looking in, takes a few shoves. Eventually, pried free by DeJulian. Met up against the wall by Hundley. Oliver takes over, tried to slip it through for Egan, disrupted, and possessed in the neutral zone by West. He'll dump it into the Lincoln zone as Lassard takes over. Drops it off for Jacob Rombach. Muscles it north, up the wall, and carried out of the zone to Julian. Far end, Lassard looking for Egan, off of a stick in behind the Fargo net. Bruno Egan around the far side, just past the stick of Dashiell Oliver, and brought north by Agater. He's got the go-ahead goal in this game. That was midway through the second. There's been no scoring since then, still 2-1 Fargo. 1:40 to go in the second. Force with the puck. Shelter from behind the net, possessed by Lincoln. Hendricks works it back around to your side. Nick Young trying to go north, takes a big hit up against the wall. Twisting and flinging it back into the zone. Brooks Cullen fires far side. Hendricks is there for Lincoln. A little bit of trouble, though, up against the wall behind the Lincoln net. The Force steal it away to the left point. Leahy could not prevent that puck from going through his legs to the neutral zone. Anderson lays the body on him, gets the puck back from Hendricks. Chipped up the wall. Schlane trying to go in deep, lost his footing. Flipped up to the blue line. Young steps up to keep it on side, but it's quickly broken back out. Zimmerman and Shelter 2-on-1. Disrupted on the back check by Pelletier. Loose puck in front of the net. Zimmerman may have gotten a shot off down low, but it's kicked out and back to the neutral zone. Leahy advances it in behind the Lincoln net. Nick Young to touch it in beneath the goal line. And wrists off for the wall near side. Looking for Pelletier. May have caught his stick. It did not. And it is icing on the Stars. A rare stoppage in an eventful period here for the Stars and the Force. No scoring in this second period, but this has been some great back and forth action. I keep saying this every night, but it's just another reminder of how close we are to the postseason, how intense things have been lately, just how fun some of these games have felt. For the Stars, it'd certainly be a lot more fun if they could get back into the lead. Trailing 2-1. They have trailed for most of this game, except for 4 minutes or so of a tie game in the first period. And the opening 5 minutes where there were no goals to the 5:01 mark. Here's Pelletier trying his shot. Hundley helps to block that. Butella, 25 seconds to go in the period. He'll carry it north for Fargo as they go left to right. Arrow Butella on the right wing side. Trying to work it behind the net. Pumped around farboard side. Lane Loomer looks north off of the wall. Not quite out of the zone. Pakar with 10 seconds left. He'll backhand it north just in front of Lane Loomer. Lansing to the far boards. Matthew Lansing galloping into the attacking end. Feeds it in behind Shostak. Met up against the wall immediately by Weber. And there's the horn for period number 2's conclusion. Like we said, a lot of action, but no goals in the second period as the Stars trail the Force by a 2-1 score after 40 minutes. Lincoln was not trailing after the second period in either game this past weekend. And on the season, this is very unfamiliar territory, especially since the flip of the calendar to 2025. The Stars are 0-8 this season when trailing after 2 periods. They'll look to get their first win in those scenarios when we get back underway. But first, around the corner, our second intermission report being presented by Black Label Property Services will be coming your way. We'll step aside for a break. Much more to come here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network, where it's 2-1 Fargo over Lincoln after 2 periods.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Attention Nebraska sports fans! Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Hello? Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with your cell for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Every athlete needs a sports medicine expert on their team. Nebraska Orthopedic Center will be there at every twist and turn of your athletic journey. Their dedicated providers treat sports-related injuries with exceptional care. Don't let injuries get in the way of your goal. Schedule an appointment today with Nebraska's sports medicine providers. Let them help you stay in the game. Visit NebraskaOrtho.com to learn more.
Da Vinci's has something for everyone, like baked pasta meals or gourmet pizzas. Choose your favorite or create your own. Speaking of creativity, express yourself at the salad bar at Da Vinci's 3 locations. Add soup and call it a meal. Speaking of meals, Da Vinci's hot hoagie and cheesesteak sandwiches are delightfully filling, but save room for a warm gourmet cookie for dessert. Da Vinci's has something to please every appetite. Take the family out to eat. Where?
It just tastes better, Da Vinci's.
Let Graduate Lincoln be home base during your next trip to town. Whether you're rooting for a Stars win or making a night of it in the Haymarket District,
We're perfectly located close to campus and just a short stroll from shops, restaurants, and everything else downtown Lincoln has to offer. It's time for a stay like you've never had before. Book this season's stays now at graduatehotels.com/Lincoln. Face Off Sports is the destination for all of your Lincoln Stars gear. Stop by Face Off at the main entrance at the next Lincoln Stars game and shop from our selection of shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, pucks, mini sticks, and much more. 7th Star members, don't forget that you receive 20% off Stars merchandise when purchased in person. Cheering on the Stars but out of town? Head to LincolnStars.com and select menu and then Stars Shop to purchase gear and have it shipped to you. Are you ready to unleash your inner lumberjack? Look no further than Craft Axe Throwing. Whether you're a first-timer or a pro, our expert coaches have you covered. Perfect for your next birthday, date night, or just an evening with friends. Book now at craftaxethrowing.com for the ultimate axe experience.
Not all car problems are mechanical. These days, the source of your car trouble might be a computer issue. Southside Auto Tech has kept up with technology for 25 years with ASE certified technicians and the latest factory diagnostic equipment. From your dashboard to your transmission, Southside Auto Tech has the tools and the know-how to fix the problem, whether it's mechanical or technical. Southside Auto Tech, just south of 48th and Highway 2 on Rentworth Drive.
Southside Auto Tech, Mystery Sound.
There's no better party than a night out at the Icebox cheering on the Stars. New this season, you can treat your group to a memorable night out by renting Section AA. Your private outing includes full personal bar service, food catered, pretzels and popcorn included, and much more. To learn more about renting out Section AA at an upcoming Stars home game, please email Christian@LincolnStars.com.
Car commercials always say your mileage may vary. That's because some people drive smart while others waste gas. At Southside Auto Tech, they can help you maximize your mileage by checking the tires, bearings, hubs, brakes, ignition, and fuel system, and checking the computer for proper fuel burn. And you can help yourself. Observe the speed limit, avoid jackrabbit starts and quick stops. Don't let your vehicle idle too long, and bring it in for a vehicle checkup at Southside Auto Tech, just south of 48th and Highway 2 on Rentworth Drive.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Whether you buy a book or get a library card, just be sure to read a book. It can be an ebook, a comic book, or any new book at all. I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Take your young reader to the library, get some great books, and sit down together to read out loud. And help your more advanced readers find books they'll enjoy on their own. Reading is an important key to student success.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to a $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Get ready for spring by joining an evidence-based program to improve your health and well-being. These programs use proven strategies to help you make lasting changes, whether it's boosting nutrition, increasing activity, managing stress, or enhancing wellness. Invest in yourself today and feel your best this spring and beyond. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's time for the second intermission report of tonight's Lincoln Stars game, presented by Black Label Property Services.
Welcome back to the Icebox, where we're in the same spot as we were after the end of the first period. And now it's the second intermission report presented by Black Label Property Services. No scoring in the second period. It's a 2-1 contest. Fargo leads Lincoln through 40 minutes of play. Scoring in that first period, we'll go through it again. Michael Coleman opened it at the 5:01 mark with his 6th goal of the season on a wrister from the left wing faceoff circle. First shot of the game for Fargo, and the first goal of the night for the visitors. Lincoln responded just about 2.5 minutes later, in fact 2:32 later to be exact. Hunter Anderson scoring his 11th goal of the season off a really nifty slip pass from Daniel Schlane over toward him. Anderson cutting in toward the net, snuck the puck around the left pad of goaltender Alan Lendak, and even this game right back up. Alex Pelletier also with an assist on that tally. Hunter Anderson just continuing to make the Stars upper management look fantastic for that decision to go out and get him January 9th. He's now got 23 points in 24 games with the Stars since that early January trade. However, in the first period, the Force would head back to the locker room in the lead after a goal from Jonah Agater at the 11:41 mark. Brister from the left point from Mason West turned aside, but the rebound at the near side able to be pushed in by Agater, and that gave the Stars a 2-1 deficit after 20 minutes. As mentioned, no scoring in the second period. The Stars were outshot 7-6 in the frame, being outshot 18-12 overall. They did have the game's only power play to this point. That came at the 9:48 mark of the second period, a slashing call on Sam Larilla, but Lincoln was not able to make him pay. So that's where we stand. Stars trying to get this victory here tonight to improve to 41-13-1. Right now, 40-13-1. Fargo at 25-22, 4-2. As mentioned during the game, this is a really important contest for them, an opportunity to continue to try and move up the standings. They are just 3 points back of Sioux City for 4th place in the Western Conference. If the season ended today, Fargo would be at Sioux City for the best of 3 games first-round series, and they would much rather have the opportunity to host those games if they can find a way to pass the Musketeers in the standings. Tomorrow night, one game in the USHL. It's between the Waterloo Blackhawks and the Sioux Falls Stampede. It'll be played at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. And then the Stampede come to town this weekend. It's a battle of the best in the West. Friday and Saturday night, 7:05 on Friday, 6:05 on Saturday. You can get your tickets for those games right now at LincolnStars.com. Friday's game, after it, you can stick around and bid on the Stars' St. Patrick's Day specialty jerseys that they're wearing here tonight. And then Saturday, at the conclusion, or during that game, rather, it's Pucks and Paws night. And then at the conclusion of the game, you can head on down to the ice and skate with your Stars players for a post-game skate. $5 admission. There is skate rental also available if you do not have your own ones. You can do that at the skate window at the main entrance. Again, tickets for Friday and Saturday's games available at LincolnStars.com. We'll step aside. One last quick break. When we come back, It's period number 3. Lincoln trails Fargo 2-1. This has been the second intermission report presented by Black Label Property Services, and this is the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchase from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Nearly ready to go for period number 3 between the Stars and the Force. A 2-1 Fargo lead through 40 minutes of play. And Lincoln is looking to do something it has not done yet this season, and that's win when trailing after 2 periods. 0-8 this season, heading into the 3rd period trailing. Fargo this season, when leading after 2 periods, has yet to lose in regulation, 15-0-2. It's a 2-1 lead. And before we get back underway with action, just a reminder, you can get your season tickets for all the excitement that the 2025-26 season brings. Make sure to renew or purchase your season tickets now to become a 7th Star member by emailing CONNOR@LincolnStars.com or by calling the Stars box office at 402-474-7827 to secure your season tickets. It's worth noting, if you purchase your season tickets now, you'll be eligible to have seats for all Stars home games in the 2025 Clark Cup playoffs. Again, you can get season tickets by emailing CONNOR@LincolnStars.com. Back underway as we open up period number 3. The Stars looking for a response, trailing by a 2-1 score. They go left to right. 3rd period is presented by Chick-fil-A. Just the 1 goal here tonight. Lincoln had 6 back on Saturday against Cedar Rapids. Daniel Schlane spins out in the corner. Lincoln collects to the left point. Rombach trying to go deep. Corralled by Anderson. Looking for Schlane. Tries a wrister. Save made. Up atop the 2 circles. It's poked away and brought back to the neutral zone by the Force. To the near side. Schlane looking behind his own net, trying to scoop it up, work to the near end. Anderson tosses across ice. Lassard into the neutral zone, wires left wing side. Bruno Egan inside the circle, sends it around far end. Dasha Oliver. Rocky Russo switching things up a little bit here in this period as we see Stars making these changes. Egan to the bench. Pelletier is on with Picard and Oliver. So a different look right here. We saw Oliver skating with Picard and Malte the other day, but a very different look to this line. We'll see how the other lines shape out. Here come the Force. Veronin, right wing side, backhands it down low. Save made by Shostak. Rebound trickles beneath the goal line. Lansing, far wall, up toward the left point. Lorella backhands it in beneath the line. Veronin off the skate of Weber. Stick near side by Butella. He's bodied up against the wall by Young. Jack Bakar finds the loose puck. He's over the red line. Wrists it into the far corner side. Pelletier angles toward it first. Had it poked away from him at the last moment. And finesse toward Butella far side. Butella's got 6 multi-point games this season. Could not advance past the blue line as Harrington works over toward Hendricks. Up ice for DeJulian. He'll backhand it into the zone. He's joined now on this sequence by Jans and Malte as the lines continue, as we mentioned, to take on a different theme. And why not? The Stars are being outshot 23-20, just the 1 goal to speak of. So looking to switch things up offensively. Hendricks in a little bit of trouble on the far circle, trying to get that puck out. He cannot. Hundley from straight away tries a shot, pushes away the stick of DeJulian, firing it toward the net, but sending DeJulian's stick with it. Zaremba scoops up, looks in front. Butella pokes it toward the cage as he was being stick-checked in front. Did get the shot off, but Shostak with an easy pad save. Tanner Hendricks toward the near side, muscles it off of the wall. A little too hot to handle for Cameron Acoin. And worked up far end into the neutral zone, bouncing a few times. Ron controls and backhands in behind the net. Shostak steadies for Etienne Lassard. Lassard looking around to the far side. His pass was picked off. Zaremba, near side, off of the boards, behind the cage. Corralled for a moment by Coleman, but bodied by Brown. Gohansky trying to defend, lost his stick. Up the wall, it's finessed back in by McCrate. Lassard from behind the net, looking around. Reverses direction to the near side. Now back to the far end. Sticks it north. Hops off of the stick of Kohansky, but he stretches it out for Loomer. Lane Loomer on the left wing. Trying to guide toward the net. Lost his footing in the far corner. Tangled with Cullen McCrate. Force take over. To the neutral zone they go. Brooks Cullen on the left wing. Shot just wide of the cage near side. Nick Young up the wall. Far end. Chipped by Loomer from just behind the red line. And it will go for icing on the Stars. 16:31 to go in this third period. Presented by Chick-fil-A with Lincoln down by 1 goal. This is the 7th and final game of this regular season series between the Stars and the Force. Lincoln's trying to win the season series against Fargo. If they can do it, it'll be the second time in the last 3 seasons they've won the regular season series against Fargo. They won 5 of 8 games in the 2022-23 campaign. Here's Cullen inside the left wing circle. Lost his footing. Weber controls and skates it out. To the right wing side. Lane Loomer gains the line. Tries a shot right into the glove of Alan Lindak. He will secure it. 16:16 to go in the frame. But the Stars, with losing to the Force in the conference finals 2 seasons ago, ended up not technically winning the overall season series. The last time Lincoln won the majority of the games that it played against Fargo, regular season and postseason included, 2017, 2018. They won 3 of 4 matchups that year. Face-off zone win for Lincoln. Weber gliding toward the net, tries a shot down low. That'll miss the cage. Young off of the wall. Stick by Anderson. Backdoor side looking for Egan. Disrupted. Right wing. Weber looks in front for a redirect. And he gets it, but it goes just wide of the cage. Daniel Schlane skating with Hunter Anderson and Bruno Egan. Egan keeps the puck onside. Bouncing back toward him. Left wing circle, but pushed out of the zone. Shelter gains the line, dangles, dropped it off for Zimmerman before just missing his stick. Around the boards, it comes out toward the Fargo zone. Hundley touches it up behind his own net. Hundley, far side, worked up ice. Rister on the far boards, coming off of the stick of Mason West as Pelletier goes into the boards hard. He'll receive the puck right back from Tanner Hendricks here. Hendricks breaks out far side for Pakar. Pakar punches it in deep for Oliver. Dasha Oliver around for the near corner. Jack Pakar brings it back around far side. It's Oliver trying to finesse to the front of the net. Poke through toward the far boards and eventually back toward the neutral zone. Not quite out, though. It looked like it was going over the blue line. Picard keeps it onside. Pelletier in deep. Bodied to the wall by Hundley in the near corner. Oliver comes in to try and help out. Squirts free. Stadari couldn't get it away. Henricks toward the net. Redirected, but right back to that near corner. Pushed out of the zone. Back to the Lincoln end. This will go for icing on the force. We'll pause real quickly. 10 seconds for station identification here at the top of the hour.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
2-1 our score from the ice box. The Fargo Force leading the Lincoln Stars with 14:23 to go here in the third period. I'm Joe Norman with you here on 93.7 The Ticket and Flow Hockey as Fargo ices the puck once again. Stars get the offensive zone draw once again. 14-17 now to go in the frame. Lincoln is being outshot 25-22. We mentioned that entering this third period of play, the Stars are trailing after 40 minutes for only the 9th time this season, but the problem is they're 0-8 in the previous instances. Fargo wins the defensive zone draw, clears it again down ice. For their third icing in the last 30 seconds, not even. The Force are 15-0-2 when leading after 40 minutes of play. I mentioned that entering play tonight, they're looking to try and switch up the mojo just a bit. Fargo 1-5-2 in its last 8 games after winning 3 straight, February 14th through 16th. Magic number of 5 to clinch a playoff bid. They've had a lot of strange struggles. You'll recall at the beginning of December, they swept the Stars with a couple of victories, December 6th and 7th. But since then, they are 10-16-3. Leading by 1, pivotal contest. They enter tonight 3 points back of Sioux City for the 4th seed in the Western Conference. The difference between 4th and 5th place is enormous. 4th seed gets home ice against the 5th seed in the first round of the playoffs. Breakout pass comes ahead. Here's an opening. Butella shut down by Shostak. It popped 3 to Butella. He got a step around the defense. Got the shot off, but Shostak makes the save at the far post. Let's step aside 60 seconds here for a media timeout. More to come from the Icebox in a moment on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "You have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your...
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Still 2-1 Fargo. We have been that way since midway through the first period, and another tight battle for the Stars. They entered tonight's game with 4 of their last 6 games decided by 1 goal. It might continue again here. Right off of the draw, a one-timer from the point from a crate, pushed away before it got towards Shostak. Now makes the save on a return opportunity from Butella near side. 13:46 to go in regulation. The last time the Stars and the Force played on March 1st, it was also a 1-goal affair. Lincoln earning the 6-5 victory at Shields Arena in overtime. What a wild game that one was. After the Stars won 7-2 the night before, absolute back and forth in the third period. Lincoln wins the draw out of its own zone, back to the neutral zone. Anderson applying the body against Butella. Punched ahead. Lansing cannot get past Weber. Matthew Lansing, the 97th North American skater on NHL Central Scouting's midterm rankings. Here's Egan, right wing side, tries a shot, but Lendak hangs on. That game I mentioned March 1st. The Stars entered the third period leading 4-2. Fargo outscored them 3-1 in the frame. Merrill Stenari had 2 goals in that period, including the equalizer to force overtime at the 18:40 mark. Fargo scored 2 goals 7 minutes apart in the third period to tie it up at 4 apiece with the 14:50 mark. Bruno Egan scored 2 minutes later, but then Merrill Stenari, as mentioned, evened the game up before Daniel Schlane had the overtime winner 2:27 into the frame. This one tonight, another 1-goal affair. 2-1 the score. Fargo ahead of Lincoln. Lincoln's got the puck right now. It's DeJulian in the near corner. They skate left to right. And there's St. Patrick's Day green sweaters here tonight. Icing is washed out at the last moment. Played way down the ice. Dylan McCrate absorbs the contact. Gets the puck out far side. Popped up in the air toward Hendricks. He'll glove it down. Gain the blue line. And look to go north. Up the wall towards DeJulian. But the Stars are offside. 27 shots for Fargo, 23 for Lincoln. Mentioned the change of the lines. This line has been used plenty. Picard centering Pelletier and Oliver. Stars got to get Jack Picard going. As you mentioned, entering tonight, 4 straight games without a point. He does have 6 points in his first 4 games of the season against Fargo. 3 goals and 3 assists. He was not able to make the trip with Lincoln to Fargo December 6th through 7th because he was away at Team USA at the World Junior A Challenge. Captured gold along with Jacob Brombach. Caden Harrington's one-timer from the right point, turned aside, gets the puck back, feeds it up the wall. Oliver in the middle for Pelletier, back toward the corner, trying to be stick back toward Pelletier from Picard, but punched away. Caden Harrington at his own blue line looks north. Here's Picard charging up the middle, flicks right wing side. Oliver flips to his left toward Pelletier, just out of his reach. Underneath, it's Picard into the corner far side. Oliver tries to help out as it's chipped away and pushed back into the neutral zone. Coleman got it out. Hendricks enters back in. Pelletier drags, shoots, and just misses the cage. Oliver to the right point. Harrington delays, finds Oliver on the half wall. Back to the point. One-timer turned aside. It was partially blocked. Coleman was the one who turned it aside before it ever got toward Lendak. Harrington receiving on the backhand on an awkward pass near side. Goes back to the neutral zone. Uses the wall to help himself. Tosses the puck in around the boards hard. He'll head to the bench and change up. Picard, Oliver remain. Everyone else is switched out. To the near corner. Lassard trying to hold the line for Lincoln. Oliver's still out there as now Picard gets to the bench and Kohanski replaces him. Oliver forcing a tie-up on the far side. Markinitis popped it free. Kohanski off of the wall, looking in deep. Oliver applies the body after Larilla worked it away toward the wall, far side. Markinitis punches back toward the goal line. Oliver really trying to get to the bench now. He finally does, and Loomer takes his spot. West steers the puck in behind Shostak. Stenari, first one toward it, lost his footing, tangled up with Lassard. Their sticks still tangled. Lassard pulls it free. Back behind Shostak, Etienne Lassard. At the side of the net, brought in front. The backhander just misses the net from Mason West. West having himself a solid game tonight. Talked about him and called his number several times. Loomer leads the charge north for Lincoln, near side. Bodied up against the wall. Rombach trying to help him out. Drop pass, broken up, but back to the neutral zone. Lincoln has to work. Nick Young lobs it into the near corner side. Loomer hustling toward it, but Lendak will cover up. 10:23 to go here in the third period. Still 2-1 Fargo. It's been a minute since the Stars were last held to 1 goal in a game this season. They did win at Sioux Falls 2-1 on February 21st. The last time that Lincoln only scored 1 goal in a game was January 4th, a 2-1 loss at Des Moines in overtime. Stars have suffered 4 losses since the start of January. 1 of those at overtime, 3 in regulation. Lincoln has not lost any games in the shootout this season. Only they and the Des Moines Buccaneers can say that. Stars only have been to the shootout once. They defeated Waterloo in November. Here come the Force, breaking it out on the near side. Butella over the blue line. Could not get past Weber. Quickly tossed right back in and behind the Lincoln net. It caroms toward Shostak. Leaves it behind the cage for Nick Young. Backhanded near side off the stick of Anderson into the neutral zone. Lansing backtracks, sped ahead far side. Up toward Veronin. Back to the right wing. Arister misses the net. And ricochets out of play. Came off the stick of Aero Butella and sends us into another media timeout. 9:43 to go in the third. Stars trail 2-1. More to come from the Icebox after this on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Strange night here at the Icebox with the Stars, who lead the USHL in goals scored. Limited to just 1 tally. They've got 9:43 left to try and tie this one up. Lincoln is leading the USHL with 246 goals. That is tied with the 2000-2001 season for their most goals scored in a single campaign in franchise history. Right now, the next goal would be a gigantic one. Would tie the game. They can obviously keep Fargo off of the score sheet, but it would also set that new record. Fargo controls the offensive zone draw. Henricks trying to bank it out of the Stars' end, able to do so with help from Brown. Wires it around the boards to the near corner. Aiden Jans trying to scoop it underneath for Malte. Broken up and flicked outside. At center ice, Kellen McCrate lobs it into the Lincoln zone. Brown re-ups the other way for the Stars. They go left to right, trailing by 1 goal. Cullen lost his footing up against the wall, going into the boards hard. Now a tie-up ensues right behind the red line. DeJulian pries it free. Near side for Jans. Little trouble on the reception. Trying to get past Lorella. He could not. It's backtracked toward the Lincoln blue line. Brown on the near side of the ice. Punches it ahead. Heads to the bench for a change. Lendak behind the Fargo net. Leaves the puck right behind the cage. And it's sped out of the zone by Sam Lorella. Wired around the boards. Lassard back to go get it. Ricochets hard off of the wall toward the net. And Shostak will cover the puck up. .836 remaining in the frame. Got to imagine the Stars are really going to be trying to bring it here down the stretch. They are being outshot 28-24. Right now, Jonah Agater's goal midway through the first period is the difference in this contest. Scored at the 11:41 mark of the first period. His 11th goal of the season, second with Fargo since coming over at the trade deadline. Lassard breaks it out far side for Markonitis, just away from him. Back into the zone for Ronan. Flips it beneath the goal line. Lassard chips behind the cage for Rombach. Rombach, one hand on the stick. Finesses for Schlane. Near side, Lassard. Foot race toward the puck. He'll get to it just before Cameron Acoin. Tipped away from him. Veronin enters on the left wing side. Veronin threads it over toward the far end. Lansing couldn't handle that breakout pass. Markinitis up toward the right point. Hundley pushes it toward Veronin. He's tangled with Lassard. Finesses north for Rombach. Saucer pass near side. Della Sala over the blue line, but right toward Hundley. 7:36 to go. Third period from the ice box with the Stars trailing 2-1. Bouncing puck back toward Lundak. He'll steady it behind the cage. Back to the neutral zone. Weber off of the wall. Could not get it around West. Fargo has the 2 goals, but only 3 players have a point. West with the only assist on Aguilar's tally. Hunter Anderson's goal at the 7:33 mark, the only Lincoln tally. He's looking for a second here. Anderson dancing in, shut down by Lundak. Terrific save. And now behind the play, Anderson and McCrate grabbing each other. They'll be separated. 7:03 now to go in regulation. So no one in tonight's game has multiple points. Fargo with 28 shots to Lincoln's 25. Hunter Anderson with one of the Stars' best chances a moment ago. But nothing to show for it there for the Stars. Looking for some late game magic. We saw it Saturday in the midst of a 4-4 game. Lincoln able to retake that lead late on a goal by Daniel Schlane in the final couple of minutes. They need an answer right here. Face-off win for Lincoln. Young from the point. Save made by Young, or by Lundak, having a little trouble controlling the rebound. He is able to scamper in between the 2 face-off circles to get it. A little bit outside of the crease. And covers it up. Rocky Russo has been rolling the Picard Oliver Pelletier line this period. .6:57 to go in the third. 2-1, Fargo has the lead. Still several minutes away from deciding it, but certainly in the back of the mind of Rocky Russo and the Stars coaching staff when to bring Shostak to the bench. I'd imagine it will not happen until there are less than 2 minutes remaining. Plenty of time for Lincoln. Here's Weber, right wing side, tries a shot, it changes direction and misses the net. On the far board side, Young, joined by Picard up against the wall, trying to help out. Brooks Cullen pushes it around, pops free toward Picard, to the right point. Weber with a shot, patted away. Back underneath, Pelletier up against the wall. Picard helps him out, pulled free though from the fray by the stick of Cullen and out to the neutral zone. Oliver works it near side, just ahead of Pelletier. Larilla curls back at his own end. Sam Larilla entering tonight's game, 34 points, 5th among USHL defensemen. Leads all Fargo players with those 34 points, too. Stretch pass from Coleman, or beg your pardon, Zimmerman intended for Cullen, broken up. Pelletier taking it, trying to go coast to coast, drops off for Oliver. His shot, he scores! History for the Stars as they set a new single-season record for goals scored. It's Dashiell Oliver lighting the lamp, making this a 2-2 game. 247 goals this season for the Stars. It leads the USHL and makes its own mark in franchise history. Dashiell Oliver evens us up. Terrific play by Pelletier from behind his own blue line to the attacking zone. And Oliver strikes to make it a 2-2 game. 23rd goal this season for Dashiell Oliver. What a tally there from Oliver at a big moment. Brings this crowd back to life as the Stars strike on their 27th shot of the game. Here come the Force trying to answer. Veronin coming toward the net. Tangled up in front of the cage with Lassard now behind the play. A little extra pushing and shoving. Utella was pushing and shoving with Rombach. The crowd now acknowledging the record being broken, as the Stars score their 247th goal of the season. Oliver evening things up. 2-2 our score. Brand new game. Face off to the left of Shostak. So that line of Picard, Pelletier, and Oliver, guys who are not regularly line mates, things getting switched up, comes through in a big way for the Stars as they tie this game up. Defensive zone draw won by Lincoln. Henricks behind the net. Strange ricochet off of the door near side. Trying to be centered for Stenari. Broke it up. Flung behind the cage. Henricks on the near side. Looks north for Jans. Broke it up by a coin toward the front of the net. Bouncing puck. Escorted to safety by Harrington. On the far side, Malte looks up ice. Slung that one right off of the skates of Mason West. And came back behind the Lincoln end. Harrington, far side of the ice. Looks north. Finds DeJulian. Chopped away from him beneath the goal line. And corralled here by Agater of the Force. Under 5 minutes to go. Evened up 2-2. Hunley trying to leave it for Stadari. Intercepted. DeJulian pushed north. Malte lobbed toward the net. Pushed away by Lundak. Near side just away from Jans. Now back up to the wall. Stenari trying to gain the blue line. Does, but right to Weber at center ice. He wires it in off the far corner boards. Dashiell Oliver with the equalizer here in this third period. The game's first goal since the 11:41 mark of the first period. Let's get the puck play with a hand pass here to force a whistle. Oliver, his 23rd of the season at the 14:03 mark. Face-off will be at center ice. Frankie Russo calls on that line again. They got the equalizer. Pelletier, Picard, Oliver left to right. 2-2. 4:30 remaining in regulation. Another tight contest for the Stars. Turnover by the Force. Pelletier lobs it to the net from atop the left circle. In and out of the glove of Lendank, but cleared out of the zone by Fargo. Nick Young met by Luke Shelter up against the wall to the right of Jan Shostak. Pops free eventually to Oliver near boards. He'll lob it across ice. Picard at the blue line, backhanded into the near corner. Oliver rushing in on the forecheck, sidesteps Zimmerman, forces a brief tie before it pops three toward the blue line and is lofted out by Shelter. Lincoln on the far side. It's Young, up ice off the stick of Oliver, tipped in toward the near corner. Egan tangled up against the wall, trying to hold the line. Anderson does. Hunter Anderson beneath the goal line, works it around far side. Anderson almost all the way up to the blue line. Centers looking for Egan, but it was broken up. Moronin trying to charge up the middle. Couldn't get around Jacob Rombach. On the near side, Anderson poked away from him toward Lassard. Up ice for Egan. Lopped it in. A bouncing puck toward the side of the Fargo net. Around by Lorilla and flipped toward near corner side. Up into the neutral zone, just past Lassard. It'll whistle down toward the Lincoln zone. Butella the first to slow it up, met by Rombach immediately. 3:05 to go in the third. It's 2-2 between Lincoln and Fargo. Rombach's cross-ice feed could not quite clear the zone, but eventually able to make it its way out. Here comes Cameron Aucoin. Over the blue line, near side. Aucoin slip pass in between the circles, intended for West. Caught off of a stick, nearly received cleanly by Stenari. He tried a shot, wasn't able to get it there. Couple of loose sticks back in the Stars' defensive zone, as meanwhile they are offside entering the Fargo end. 2:41 to go in this third period. Lincoln now leads in shots 29-28. They have 10 to Fargo's 6. here in this third period. Now a face-off coming up at the neutral zone. At center ice again. DeJulien's line onto the ice. Malte to his left, Loomer to the right. DeJulien on the face-off win, banked off of the wall. Flipped right back toward the neutral zone, bouncing puck corralled by Tanner Hendricks. Hendricks entering tonight's game with 31 points, tied for ninth among USHL defensemen as the Stars ice the puck. 2:26 to go in the third of the only game of the USHL here tonight. To the right of Shostak. Fargo still has not had a power play in this game. Lincoln's only power play came on a slashing minor on Sam Larilla at the 9:48 mark of the second period. Cullen wins the draw up to the point. Larilla bouncing it through, rolls towards Shostak. He will cover it up at the last moment. 2:22 left in regulation. Third period presented by Chick-fil-A. Dash Oliver's goal at the 14:03 mark, his 23rd of the season, assisted by Alex Pelletier, his second assist of the game. Jack McCarr will take the draw to the right of Jan Shostak. Brooks Cullen kicked out, so Big Elias Zimmerman will draw in to take the draw. Here we go, to the right of Shostak. Won by the Stars. Pelletier charges out of the zone. That's center ice, flips over toward Oliver. Coming in on the backhand, his shot misses the net. Around toward the near side, Pelletier trying to keep it onside, could not. To the neutral zone, Weber. Just behind his own blue line, punches it north, kick back toward the blue line. And Pelletier will play it off of the wall to himself in his own end. Under 2 minutes to go. A 2-2 game between the Stars and the Force and their final game of this regular season series. They have split the first 6 games. The winner of this one gets a big 2 points and wins the head-to-head season series battle in the regular season. Who knows? Could meet in the playoffs. Rombach to the near corner. Off of the wall, Hunter Anderson to himself, now behind the net. Bruno Egan trying to stave off the defense, drops off for Schlein along the wall. Schlein tries a shot, but it's blocked, and Karam's out of play. I mentioned the possibility of them appearing in the postseason because, assuming, it hasn't been officially announced, I don't believe, but assuming the Clark Cup playoff format remains the same as in previous seasons, the winner of the matchup between the 4 seed and the 5 seed goes on to play the top seed. That's how it's been the last few seasons. 3 seed, 6 seed matchup, winner plays the 2nd seed. So, again, if everything ends the way it does, Lincoln is the top seed, they would have a first round bye. If Fargo were to prevail against Sioux City, it would play Lincoln in the second round. Same goes if Sioux City defeated Fargo. To the left of Shostak, Stenari tries to center, just sends it ahead of Agater a little too far. Jonah Agater behind the net, met by Etienne Lassard. Kicks it over toward himself, lost his footing, trying to play it up the wall. Schlein, neutral zone, toward the red line, wired back behind it to the Lincoln zone. Lassard over toward Rombach with 56 seconds to go. Back toward Rombach. He chops it up and out of play off of a body. So 55.2 seconds, 53.2 seconds remaining here in the third period. Still plenty of time for one of these teams to win it in regulation. They got to do it quick. Fifth face-off at center ice of the period. Opening draw after the Oliver goal and 3 different times on infractions at center ice that caused a whistle. Fargo on the far side. Hundley trying to work it around Pelletier. He could not. Muscle toward Lendak. He'll steady it at the side of the cage. Larilla around for Hundley behind the net. Hayes Hundley carries it out near side. 30 seconds to go from the icebox in the third. Harrington looking for Oliver. Slip pass ahead. Now Pakar launches this up in the air toward the Fargo blue line. 20 seconds to go. 2-2 our score. Dasha Oliver evening the game up earlier as this puck is iced by Fargo. Oliver tied it up at the 14:03 mark. 23rd goal of the season. Help the Stars break their single-season franchise record for goals scored. Looks like a timeout will be called. We're going to take one as well. Back in 60 seconds, 15.5 to go. This is the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank. Personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
15.5 seconds to go in regulation. The Stars and the Fargo Force knotted up 2-2. After the Fargo icing and timeout, the offensive zone draw cannot be won by Lincoln. Carried out of the zone, Matthew Lansing over the blue line, tries a shot. Save made by Shostak to the near wall. 5 seconds left, tied up against the wall. And that is going to do it. A little late on the horn, but the seconds did go off a couple seconds before. And that will send us to overtime between the Stars and the Fargo Force. 2-2 our score. Lincoln tying things up in the third period. The first 3 goals of the game all came in the first period. Michael Coleman at the 5:01 mark of that frame. Hunter Anderson responded at the 7:33 mark with his 11th of the season. Daniel Schland and Alex Pelletier, the helpers. Jonah Agater put Fargo back in the lead at the 11:41 mark, and that advantage would hold until Dashiell Oliver tied it up at the 14:03 mark of the third period. That goal by Oliver, the 247th of the season for the Lincoln Stars. Not only does it lead the entire USHL, but it also breaks a Stars single-season record for goals scored, topping the 2000-2001 season when they scored 246 goals. We'll step aside for a 60-second break. I'll be back with overtime from the Icebox. This is the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known, but what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
6th time this season going beyond regulation for the Lincoln Stars. They are 3-1 in overtime. They are 1-0 in shootouts. Fargo, for the 12th time, goes beyond regulation. 4-4 at overtime. 1 and 2 in shootouts. And, of course, similar to the NHL, USHL follows the 3-on-3 format for the overtime period. 5 minutes of 3-on-3 play. If that's not enough, we go to a shootout until we decide a winner. Whoever wins in overtime or the shootout, 2 points. The loser gets 1 point. It's the second time this season these two teams have gone to overtime when facing each other. The last time, and the only previous instance prior to tonight, was the last time they faced each other on March 1st. A 6-5 Stars win in overtime at Shields Arena. Lincoln also won in overtime the next Saturday, March 8th, a 3-2 win against Waterloo. So this is already the third game to go to overtime this month for Lincoln. Prior to March 1st, they hadn't gone to overtime since January the 4th. Here we go. Lincoln right to left. Fargo attacks left to right. Overtime, a 2-2 game made possible thanks to Dasha Oliver's equalizer at the 14:03 mark. Here we go. Jack Picard, Dasha Oliver at Etienne Lassard will start. Merrill Stenari is joined by Jonah Agater and Sam Larilla to open up OT. Lincoln controls the draw. Oliver comes all the way behind his own net to start. Fakes handing it off toward Picard. Charges out far side. Now behind the blue line. Eases backwards. Dasha Oliver in his own zone. 4-year member of the Lincoln Stars. He's got 23 goals on the season after the equalizer earlier. Dishes to Picard. Gliding in on the left wing. Picard trying to stave off the defense into the near corner. Jack Picard up the wall. Finds Oliver. Flicks it back to Picard. Left circle. Looking in front. He was trying to find Lassard. Broke it up by Larilla. Out of the zone. He's got a man the other way. Veronin on the breakaway. Trying to slip it through, and he will. Kuzma Veronin scores. And the Fargo Force win this one in overtime. Veronin, who missed each of the last 3 games, comes through in overtime to give Fargo the win. A gigantic win for the Force on the road. They needed this one. They now move just a point back of the Sioux City Musketeers for 4th place in the USHL's Western Conference standings. So Lincoln gets another point, but suffers its second loss in overtime this season as it falls here tonight. Kuzma Veronin with the overtime winner, picking up his 8th goal of the season, and the Stars drop this game 3-2. Well, that is going to do it for our coverage here on 93.7 The Ticket and Flow Hockey. Coach's comments will be coming up shortly. We'll have those on our YouTube page here tonight. You can listen to them live on mixlr.com/Lincoln-Stars. Fargo winning in overtime by 3-2 score, topping the Stars tonight at the Icebox and spoiling St. Patrick's Day for them. Lincoln's next game's coming up Friday and Saturday against the Sioux Falls Stampede at the Icebox. Hope to see you here. Get your tickets at LincolnStars.com. Big thank you to my board operator, Harrison Aarons, for controlling the controls back at our 93.7 The Ticket studios. I'm Joel Norman signing off. We will talk to you on Friday. Stars fall 3-2 against Fargo.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.